Hello. Now you can. I did the whole intro with my mic muted. Hello. What's up this morning, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, Eric's Playhouse? Eric's Bell Playhouse. Welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Oh, and one by the Jund Agro, Zelda Zachbot, Core Plays, Corn Dog, Thori, System, Tatziger, Coro Plays. Welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. The hype train is running. How is everyone doing today? Oh my god, last week. I am so sorry that I missed last week. Oh, what a mess. So I don't know how much of the story you heard, but last Friday, so 2 Fridays ago now, so the Friday before last stream would have been, I ended up getting hacked on Discord, which was an absolute disaster. Took the whole weekend to try to fix things and get a new computer, and it was a disaster. And then my new computer was having issues on Tuesday, and I finally had to do some stuff in the BIOS, and I think I got it figured out and it's stable now, but that's why I missed last week. It was a rough week. I've never been hacked before. That's the first time I'd ever really been hacked, and oh my god, did it like the funniest part of the whole thing, I ended up getting hacked. The guy messages me, whoever hacked me, and he was like, oh, I'll give you all your stuff back for $250. $250. That was the hack for $250. So yes, I think it was probably some kid that was trying to just like get money out of people. But how did you get hacked? It happened through Discord. It did happen through Discord. So the problem was, I got a message from someone I know in the Magic community. This actually happened to like many people in the Magic community. But I got a message from another Magic creator that was like, hey, check out this game I've been working on. And I didn't think it was weird, so I clicked on it, and that's what started it. So came from an account that I trusted, but that account had been compromised, so that's what ended up causing the whole issue. So yeah, yep. Anyway, today we're gonna have some fun. So we're playing Substandard today. I want to try. And we're not going to play this the whole stream, but I want to start off by trying this Jolly Balloon Man combo deck. I don't know if y'all have seen Jolly Balloon Man combo. It's kind of, in the last like week or so, I've seen people talking about Jolly Balloon Man combo. It's basically this weird Splinter Twin deck in Standard where you can make infinite Nurturing Pixies with Surveillance Cam and Jolly Balloon Man. So I want to try it. I want to give it a shot and see if this deck actually works. And then we also have some funny decks that I think would be fun to try. There's a Thor control deck that is like, I mean, the only threat in this deck is Thor, and you're basically trying to just, like, kill things and ramp into Improv Capstone with a Thor out and then burn your opponent out of the game. There's also this really wonky artifact deck, which I don't know what's going on here. It's like artifacts trying to ramp into Ugin, but also Restoration Seminar, which in the late game lets us reanimate Boombox every turn to blow up one of our opponent's permanents, one of their lands potentially. It is a weird pile of artifacts energy, so that's what we're working with today, messing around with Standard. You know, we never know why Discord allowed people to embed hidden links in messages other than support hackers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't click any link anyone sends me. That is a good rule. That's going to be my rule going forward. I mean, I know enough not to click on links from random people, of course, but in this case it was from someone that I thought it was a safe thing because it was someone I knew, but turns out it was not really them. How would you lose this team? Compost, man. Compost. I swear to God, Compost. That card is actually kind of insane. I was so sad yesterday. I was so sad too. The good news, we figured it out. So here's what we're going to do. And we're going to announce this. We're doing the third podcast. It'll be going up this weekend. But here's the plan that I'm very excited about. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to post a poll where you can vote for as many as 2 options out of all the decks that have lost in the first round, and we're going to let 2 of those decks back in, and then me and Richard are also going to pick a deck. So we're going to have 4 total decks that lost in the first round, essentially be the last wild cards to get into round number 2. So if you really want Rhino to get another chance, or the deck, or whatever you love, a Splinter Twin, Callblade, pick any deck that lost in the first round. So there's going to be a way to sneak the decks back in. So maybe Rhino gets another chance. We will see. I also think we're going to throw a Badger Mole Cub deck on the poll, and if y'all want a 2026 deck, you can vote for Badger Mole Cub. I don't know if Badger Mole Cub being in the bracket, like on one hand, it would give us 2026 representation, which would be cool. On the other hand, man, if Badger Mole Cub wins the tournament, I'm going to feel so sad. Can you announce what you're going to pick? So I think we're going to do the community vote first and see which two get in from the community. And then we will pick using partly that data, but also our own personal preferences after we see what y'all vote in for the top two. I actually watched soccer yesterday too. Oh my God, I watched soccer, that sport. No offense. I know we have lots of Europeans and people. I know people love soccer. Soccer is like kind of interesting sometimes, but my God, it turns out Americans are really bad at soccer. I kind of always knew that was true, but then yesterday reconfirmed that Americans are just not very, we're not good at soccer. We're not good at soccer. Yeah, it was kind of depressing. It was because it wasn't even close. Like I can appreciate, even if it's something I don't really care that much about, if it's like close and interesting, I can get into that, right? Especially in small doses. Like, I can watch a League of Legends video and kind of appreciate it, even though I don't know League of Legends. I can kind of do that with soccer, but that game was not. The game was not especially close. It was kind of over from the beginning. So anyway, reminders, replay YouTube. This week, find all the old streams, including this one in the future, normal YouTube. Check out the bracket matches. There's some sweet Against the Odds coming up. I'm also working on this article. All right, let's do a little sneak peek for the stream. I'm curious what you think of this theory. I need your help, chat. I need your help. Actually, let's shout out Card Kingdom real quick. Our sponsor is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can make cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Yeah, I was trying to build a Doctor Doom indestructible Civ 6 ceremony deck. I haven't figured out how to really make it work yet. It's like, when it comes together, it's pretty cool, but then it's also super clunky when it doesn't come together. I don't know, maybe the way to do it is go 4 or like 3 colors to play more indestructible stuff, like Sabsunin. You can go into like Sultai, you get a couple other indestructible creatures. This was supposed to be mono black. It's just like, the games where you go turn 3 Civ Sig, turn 4 Doctor Doom actually feel pretty good, assuming you're still alive. But then if you don't have that draw, you're playing a lot of clunk going on in there. I love the Tombstone Killmonger. Yeah, I've seen that version too. I have seen that version too. Okay, so here's my theory, and then we're gonna start with Jolly Balloon Man combo, and we'll go from there. The problem with Barb Servitor is it just is so bad. If it could block, I was trying to figure out, is there a way I can like make it not suspect so it can block? But it's just like so, man, it's so clunky because of not being able to block. So maybe it's still worth it just because it's indestructible. If it could block, it would be so good in the deck. But not being able to block, it's a little eh. Okay, so what are we trying to do with this deck? And then I'll ask you about the article as we go along, because I really want your opinion on this to let me know if you think I'm on the right track or not. But anyway, okay. Jolly Balloon Man combo. That's what we're starting off with today. Mono Green Stompy for the 107th month. Close it in on the 10-year resub? That is wild. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. All right. So this is Jolly Balloon Man combo. What are we trying to do with this deck? So here is what we need to combo off with the deck. The important combo pieces. We need a thing that taps for at least 2 mana. So for this we have Bloom Tender, usually taps for 3+ mana in our deck. And then Badger Mole Cub, Earthbending a Land, can give us something that taps for 2 mana. So we need a creature that taps for 2 mana. Then we need Jolly Balloon Man. Jolly Balloon Man can pay 1, tap it, to create a token that's a copy of another creature, except it's a 1/1 balloon in addition to its other types. It has flying and haste, and it goes away at the next end step. So we need a thing that taps for 2 mana, the Jolly Balloon Man. We need a Nurturing Pixie. A 1/1 flyer that when it enters, we can bounce a non-land permanent back to our hand. And then we need Surveillance Cam. I know it sounds like a lot of pieces, but Brightglass Gearhulk finds Pixie and it finds Surveillance Cam. Nature's Rhythm can get the Badger Mole, the Bloom Tender, the Jolly Balloon Man. So even though it is a lot of pieces, we have a bunch of ways to find them. But the actual combo is this. So if we get that set up, Jolly Balloon Man, a thing that taps for 2 mana, Pixie and Surveillance Cam, we can tap the Jolly Balloon Man to make a copy of the Nurturing Pixie. When the Nurturing Pixie enters, we can bounce the Surveillance Cam. When Surveillance Cam leaves the battlefield, we can tap or untap something. So when it leaves the battlefield, we can use it to untap the Jolly Balloon Man, and then we can tap the whatever makes 2 mana, the Bloom Tender or whatever, to make the mana, replay the Surveillance Cam. When the Surveillance Cam enters, it can untap the Bloom Tender so we can make more mana, and then we just do the loop again. We copy the Pixie picks up the Surveillance Cam untaps Jolly Balloon Balloon Man, replay the Surveillance Can, untap the Bloom Tender. The end result is infinite, hasty, nurturing pixies that win us the game on the spot, exactly like Splinter Twin. So that is the goal. That is the goal. The classic 15-card Jolly Balloon Man combo. Like I said, we probably won't play this deck the whole stream, but I've seen it show up in some results. I've seen people talking about it, so I want to know if this is an actual, like, real deck we need to be concerned about in Standard. Like, is this something we should be expecting to run into, or is this just like the wacky brew of the week or whatever? So we're gonna start off there, and then I kind of want to try the Boros Artifact deck just because it seems so ridiculous. Yeah, Intruder Alarm would make it way easier, that's for sure. So okay, so here's my idea, chat. Here's something I've been thinking about. So something I've really been thinking about is, why does current Magic feel different than past Magic? And this is something I've really been thinking about since we started doing the bracket, and I've just been playing these old decks against each other, and just the texture of the game is so different. Like, it's so much slower, you miss a land drop and you can recover, you're short on resources, trying to like eke out advantages in weird ways, 2s-for-1s are really impactful. Just the way the game plays is way different than how the game plays today. And I've been trying to figure out why, how, what has actually changed? And I feel like there's not one easy thing to put your finger on. Like, there's nothing you can... Oh, don't remind me of Compost, please. I had nightmares all week about Compost. Oh my goodness, that card was so insane. Like, it literally won the match by itself, essentially. Welcome back to the Fishbowl, Jared Fischello. Thank you for your subscription for the 44th month. Big scoop share for you. Thank you. So here's what I've been working on and thinking about, and I'm curious if you think this is correct. Does it make sense to you? So here's my basic thesis. I don't actually think... So I think stuff like power creep plays into it. I think there's no one thing you can point your finger at, which is what makes it so tricky to talk about, right? Like, wow. Really? Wait, are we playing basics? Ah! Okay, one. Heck, oh no. Oh, we're gonna get land destructed. On this game. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we will do the boomerang base. Oh man, I wish we were playing more basics. Oh, we're gonna get Fin Fang Foomed. Okay, Bloom Tender might help. Bloom Tender at least gives us some mana that doesn't die to land destruction until we get Avengers disassembled. Here is my thought. So I think there's not one big thing that changed Magic. I think that what we are experiencing today, the changes, are actually the culmination of many, many little changes over the course of like 25 years. How I have come to see the evolution of Magic. Do we just Bright Glass? Are they going to counter Bright Glass? Bright Glass would be sweet. Oh, they could have No More Lies, but what else are we going to do? Storm Chaser's Talent, level ups. That's actually not the worst. Maybe we just do that? And then Bright Glass next turn when they play their ramp? Yeah, let's try that. Let's Storm Chaser's Talent. Make an Otter. Level up Storm Chaser's Talent. Get back the boomerang basics. We are kind of Badger Mole Club and Is It matched together somehow. Boomerang basics. The Storm Chaser's Talent. And pass the turn. All right, I mean, look at that value. But here's my thought. Here's the part I'm curious if you think. So I view the overarching thing, and I can get into the details of, I think that what we're seeing in the current era, which I think of as the snowball era, I think that's the key difference, is the end result of like 20 years of very small changes that have all kind of pushed the game in the same direction of being a little simpler, playing a little smoother, removing a few feel bads. These are all really tiny changes that are shift the game like 0.5%, 1%. But when you do it again and again and again, these small little things that are good on their own, over the course of 25 years, you end up in a very different place in the long run. But I think the overarching thing is this. I think that Magic in the past was a resource management game. It was a resource management game, and the goal of the game was to manage your resources better than your opponent. And that's how you would end up winning the game. Like, if you can manage your resources better, or disrupt your opponent's resources, you would eventually run your opponent out of resources, and that would give you the ability to win the game. So I think that is, in my opinion, the biggest difference is now the game, it's shifted because of all these small changes into essentially being what I would call an engine building game, where rather than being about trying to manage your resources, now the game is about trying to build an engine, and you want to build an engine faster than your opponent, and you want to see if your engine is stronger than your opponent's once it gets assembled. So I think that is the fundamental change. I think the foundation of the game is shifted from being about resource management to being about building an engine, and I think this actually kind of explains almost everything about the differences between the game and how the game just feels different, but without having one big thing to point to. It wasn't like they did one wrong thing. I don't even know if they did any wrong things. I think they did a bunch of right things that in the end, oh no, ended up changing the game into something very different than what it was when it first came out. So what do you think of the hypothesis, basically, that Magic used to be a resource management game and is now more of an engine building game? Does that make sense? Like, is that a path worth going down? Is Nurturing Pixie holding Bristly Bill? It might be Bristly Bill's baby. Wait, what does Bristly Bill look like? It might actually be. How do we do this? Oh, this matchup. I feel like I never win this matchup. 5-color control is so brutal. Opponent. All right, well, I guess we go back to doing this. Boomerang basics, pick up the Storm Chaser Stanlet, replay the Storm Chaser Stanlet, make an otter, Cryogen Relic, draw a card. We're down to 11 mostly by killing ourselves here. Hollowed Fountain tapped. Yeah, I feel like Control's got to be about the hardest matchup for this deck. So my argument would be this. I think that resources are so plentiful now that the resource management part of the game, Thor A, that the resource management part of the game doesn't really matter as much. And I would also say that Wizards has, over the course of the game's life, removed a lot of the cards that would let you disrupt your opponent's resources from the game. So they've kind of taken away the resource disruption plan, like land destruction, blood moon effects, anything like that, color hosers. So they've taken a lot of that stuff out of the game. So I think that's the difference. So yes, your engines still generate resources, but I think because resources are so plentiful, the actual managing of them doesn't matter. Like, if your Badger Molekub's making 8 mana or 12 mana, it's not like you gotta sequence your plays meaningfully differently. You just have all the mana, so you don't really have to think about your mana. You're just like, oh, I have all that I could do. How many things can I do? How much can I power up the engine? I think it's still about resource management, but it's about building an engine that creates unlimited resource veins. I think that's true. Maybe it's more about resource creation than resource management now. Maybe that's a way to look at it. How do we deal with this Thor? Do we just die? I think we just die. We don't actually have anything that just kills. And we can't combo because we don't have double mana. Yeah, I mean, we are just dead, right? This matchup seems so bad. So we can get a Badger Molekub, get our 2 mana, but we don't have the Jolly Balloon Man, so none of this really matters. So I guess we can tap down the Thor, but like, they're gonna hit enough mana value, right? Off of the Improv Capstone that we just die. Copying Thor doesn't really do it because we don't have enough mana value to cast. So yeah, that's 7, and then stock up, and then death. Would Standard be better if there were actual hate bears? Maybe even a good format where games go past turn 4. I personally don't trust Seth, the person who responds to every UB card he doesn't like by calling it cringe, to create accurate thesis about how Magic has changed. Well, UB... I call Magic in-universe cards that I think are cringe, too. It's not a UB thing. It's what I find cringy thing. I'm pretty sure. I imagine that's referring to like specific cards, like the pizza cards or hot dog cart. But I feel like that criticism, I don't think it's any different than what I say about loot from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and just how I think loot is cringe, or like some of the stuff like in the in-universe sets. I see it as kind of the same criticism. It's not about UB versus anti-UB. It's just I think some cards just are kind of cringy to me. So, and some of them I love because they are cringe, like the Wizard. Like I think the Wizard is hilariously cringy and just like super super silly and outdated, but I kind of love it because of that. So yeah, I don't think... My thinking is that you shouldn't treat Universes Beyond with kid gloves, basically. Like, a Magic set's a Magic set. The way I try to evaluate it is the same whether it's Universes Beyond or in-universe. And I don't think it's fair to give Universes Beyond a pass because it's Universes Beyond. Like, if I think it's cringy, I think it's cringy. If it's a hot dog cart from Universes Beyond or loot from Outlaws of Thunder Junction... or Ether Drift. Yeah, it's kind of the same. How do we sideboard against control? It's a tough deck to sideboard much in because we have all these combo pieces. We can't even bring in everything we want. I guess the Seam Rips are probably the worst. Maybe something like that. Let's try it like that. And, oh yeah, we have 61, and the Spell Pierce. Seth, how much do you guys tease Tomer with too much politics? How would you rank the people who will follow a deal versus those whose idea of a deal in with Commander bad habits? Ooh, so wait, out of the Goldfish crew, is the question, out of the Goldfish crew, who do I trust to keep deals and who do I not? That's actually a very interesting question. So Richard I would trust the most because Richard doesn't make. Let me read that again. Hey Seth, with how you guys tease Tomer with too much politics, how would you rank people who will follow a deal to the letter versus the idea that the deal with Commander versus the idea of the deal with Commander bad habits? Okay, so Richard I trust the most because Richard just doesn't make deals, and if he does, he keeps them. But Richard is the person who's most likely to just say, I'm not going to know until my turn. I'm going to figure it out later. Like, so Richard, if he makes a deal, I'm going to believe him because I know that he will not make the deal unless he will actually keep it. Morgan is an interesting one. I haven't played with him as much as the other guys, so I'm still kind of figuring it out. I do know the time that he got Tomer with, like, asking, do you have any flyers? And he said no, and he had a reacher. That made me think that Morgan can be kind of sneaky. Like, it's not an outright lie, it's not a deal break, but it is kind of like walking the edge. So I definitely am careful with Morgan. Krim, I got no idea. Like, with Krim, you just gotta be very careful with the wording. I don't think Krim usually outright lies, although he might sometimes. But Krim, you gotta be very careful. You gotta listen to each word, because Krim will use, like, the little word tricks where, like, he says something that sounds like a deal, but actually the way he worded it, like, it wasn't. He said he wouldn't kill your stuff, not kill you or something. Like, that kind of stuff happens sometimes. And then Phil, I just assume Phil's trying to kill you. Phil does the same thing every game. Like, he's just going to build his engine and try to pop off. So Phil, if he makes a deal, I believe him, but I just expect Phil's going to try to pop off and win the game. Yeah, you can't trust a Grixis player. Never trust a Grixis player. The first rule of Commander Clash. Hey Seth, how are you doing? Any interesting new competitive brews? Well, we're trying to see if we can combo off with Jolly Balloon Man right now in Standard. We're in game one, match one, so we haven't got too far into it yet. Well, I mean, I think we have to play Bright Glass, right? Play Bright Glass. Do some tutoring. So get the Pixie. We already have Surveillance Cam, so maybe we just take a Storm Chaser's talent. Get him with the Badger Mold Club. Hit ya. Are we about to get Wrath? Like, do we Boomerang Basics like a Badger Mole to avoid a Wrath? So to win the game, can we win the game next turn if our opponent does nothing? So we have this that taps for 2. We have this that taps for 2. We need 5 to get Jolly Balloon Man. And we need to play the Pixie. We could Surveillance Cam. Maybe we Surveillance Cam. I think we Surveillance Cam our breed. This is what we do. We Surveillance Cam, untap the breeding pool, which lets us leave up the Disdainful Stroke to stop a Wrath. Well, not a tablet. Okay, wait. Can we win here? Can we win here? Is there a way? Oh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be very, very close. Okay. We draw land. So, if we play this, do we have enough? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we do, right? So we, unless they have removal. If they have removal, we can't do much about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, do we want to play the Pixie first? Probably. So let's tap that for mana. Let's play the Pixie. Let's play the Pixie. Pick up Surveillance Cam. Untap the breeding pool. And now, here we go. Do we win the game? So, Nature's Rhythm for 3. Actually, we probably want double blue left up. Nature's Rhythm for 3. All right, Jolly Balloon Man time. Jolly Balloon Man for the win. So, yes, we would like to Nature's Rhythm for 3. Get our Jolly Balloon Man. Play the Surveillance Cam, untap the breeding pool, Jolly Balloon Man, copy the Nurturing Pixie, pick up the Surveillance Cam, untap the Balloon Man, got him, Splinter Twin, can we click through it without misclicking? Surveillance Cam comes down. Untaps the breeding pool. Yes. Balloon Man. Copy the Pixie. Yes. Pick up Surveillance Cam. Untap Balloon Man. That's another 2/2. Surveillance Cam. Untap the breeding pool. Taking down 5-color control. Are we taking down 5-color control? Jolly Balloon Man. Copy the Pixie. Pick up Surveillance Cam. Untap the Balloon Man. Surveillance Cam. Man, this does take a lot of clicks. I would assume opponents would scoop, but apparently not all of them. So copy, I mean, we're getting close to lethal, right? We do make a bunch of 2/2s, so it's not going to take that long for us to finish this off. We just got to make sure we have at least enough that we win through a removal spell, although I assume if they had removal, they would have just used it, right? I mean, it's Splinter Twin. There are some extra steps involved, but it is essentially Splinter Twin. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got to go a couple more. Surveillance Cam. There are a few clicks. I imagine opponents will just scoop, though. Hopefully they don't all make us play this out. I mean, it seems like there's not a big risk of timing out, which is nice. One more. This should be enough. We just don't want to end up just short because they have a removal spell. That would be the biggest disaster. Copy Pixie. Pick up Surveillance Cam. Untap. That's enough, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18. Yeah, all right, that should be enough. Untap the Balloon Man, and then we'll just copy the Bright Glass. An opponent scoops it up. Feels more like Iron Man combo is more like Hammer Time than Splinter Twin. Still wild that we have versions of both combos in Standard. I mean, that is one of the cool parts, I think, of Standard being so big, is you do have a lot of synergies that emerge. It does make Standard way more powerful than in the past. But yeah, I think the Iron Man combo deck is much more Hammer Timey. Six mana hammer time, but yes, it is much more hammer timey. This deck is way more Splinter Twin feeling. I was playing Chandelar Old Border on MTG Forge, where only cards printed before 2005 are legal. I'm working on this deck, would love your opinion. Ooh. Let me see. Prismatic Jungle, eh? Tech. All right, we got the secret tech going on here. Gets +0/+2 if you have a plains. Flying as long as you have an island. +2. It's so funny. Old Magic is so funny. So if you fully power this up, I think you get a 4/4 flyer. You built a Serra Angel by getting all land types on the battlefield. Mission successful. The idea of the deck looks fun. The mana fixing, I guess having the original dual lands definitely helps in the fetch lands. The mana is much better in this format than it is in like pre-modern. That looks cool. That's a sweet idea. Elves Yoga, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I'm actually curious, Cook DDH. I would trust you and Tomer the most in deal makings if I met you guys in a wild pod. What do you say, chat? Who would you trust the most as far as the Commander Clash crew in deal making in a random Commander game? Hey, what's up, Great Destroyer? How are you? Good to see. Ooh, Bloom Tender is actually pretty nice. That is one of the cards that we need for the combo. Yeah, let's just Botanical Sanctum, Storm Chaser's Talent. The Spell Pierce could also be helpful eventually. Universes Beyond Marvel sucks. Richard the Most Criminally, is that sounds about right. I could see that. I think we need to wait on the Bloom Tender until we can protect it. So let's see if we can Boomerang Basics to Storm Chaser's Talent. Draw a card. Another Bloom Tender. Replay Storm Chaser's Talent. Maybe we're just an otter deck at the moment. I mean, get it for 3, hit ya. I wonder how good the backup plan of this deck is. So they have a doctor appointment later this morning. Friend who used to own LGS is now in government, and he pointed me to a local place that's basically like government help for work. Hopefully, since he works in the field, he can help. Ooh, that sounds like a good opportunity, Mega Magikarp. That actually sounds like a very good opportunity. Will Double Drafters become a regular series for Goldfish on Sundays? Because it's perfect for morning coffee. So Nerdgeddon, I know that it's not going to be weekly because we have other stuff that goes up on, like, Phil videos go up Sunday sometimes. The Bracket podcast goes up on Sunday every couple months. So it won't be every week, but I do hope that it will be at least like every set. Maybe more often, maybe a couple times a set. But yes, I'm hoping it's going to be a regular thing, but not a weekly, probably not a weekly regular thing. Probably more like a maybe monthly-ish. Maybe in between I get Richard to do a cube. Cubing would be fun. We've never done a dual cube draft, so that might be another option. Maybe we just go in on the otters here. Like, maybe we don't even try to combo. Maybe we actually just try to win with otters and spell pierces. Oh, another Boomerang Basics. All right, Storm Chaser's Talent returns. I mean, the otters are, I mean, we've seen this time and time again. This also, speaking of things that might be better off being banned in standard, Storm Chaser's Talent Boomerang Basic loops. About it. Erode. Sure. Ramp us away to our one planes. Well, hit you to 14, bastard. He said, first time catching the stream, I really like your draft videos. I hope you do them more frequently. Oh, we gotta pierce that. We gotta pierce that. We gotta pierce that. Tablet's basically Badger Mole for control. It's basically Badger Mole for control decks. Found it. Misrise Village. Well, okay. Keep doing the same thing. Boomerang Basics. Pick up Storm Chaser's Talent. Trigger the otters. Draw a land. Storm Chaser's talent. Trigger. Pump the Otters. Breeding Pool untap. Nurturing Pixie. Pick up the Storm Chaser's talent. Replay the Storm Chaser's talent. Pump the Otters. Hit you for 8. We're so close. We're so close to taking down the control deck. Opponent untaps and dies. We have lethal on board. We have lethal on board. Opponent think and count in. Tablet of Discovery. I think we let that go now. Sure. Tablet away, opponent. Tablet away. Hits another Mistrise Village. Plays a Mistrise Village. And scoops it up. And we actually beat 5-color control. That is a matchup I feel like I never win. I feel like I never win. I was playing, oh yeah, the deck looks sweet, Joe. It definitely looks sweet, super sweet. I looked at it a minute ago, but the tech is hilarious. The tech's hilarious. But it seems like a fun, I mean, you got a lot of busted cards in there. A lot of very strong cards. A lot of good payoffs for getting all the land types. So for being an old deck, it looks sweet. Oh, I'm glad to be back, dog. My goodness. Last week, all the hacking stuff was such a hassle. It was just such a hassle. So I'm very glad to be back. I missed y'all. Hey, what's up, Einfach Hewitt? Seth, do you or chat know any tips to how to figure out your commander deck strength bracket before playing it? Like, I know how the Game Changers sing. I don't play them because I think they make it boring. But as a perspective of Modern Standard player, I'm kind of overwhelmed with the system because some decks can play Bracket 2 while beating some decks at Bracket 4. So, Einfox you, I think the actual answer to that is you just gotta not think about it too hard. I think one of the foundational issues with Commander, and this isn't even a negative necessarily, but it's just a part of the format, is it's very difficult to judge the power level of a deck. It's 100 singleton cards. The incentives are different than in 1v1, where your incentive is just to win as efficiently as possible. Your incentives to have fun. So there's going to be, I don't think there's ever going to be a perfect way to classify deck's power in Commander, because even if there was a somewhat perfect way, it's so dependent on what you draw in a specific game. Like, a Bracket 2 deck can play like a Bracket 4 deck if you draw your best cards. A Bracket 4 deck can play like a Bracket 2 deck if you run poorly. So I think you just got to kind of use your best judgment. And the main thing is actually just trying to match the power level of who you're playing with. In a broad sense, it doesn't really matter if you're playing Bracket 2 versus Bracket 3 versus Bracket 4. You just want to make sure everyone is signed up for the same thing, essentially. If everyone is, some of our best games have been very miserable games where everyone knew going into it, everyone plays land destruction or something. And as long as everyone has the same expectation, everyone has a really good time. And that's kind of the goal of Commander. So honestly, other than like the basic bracket stuff of Game Changers, not playing combos in lower bracket decks, not looping extra turn spells, like other than the basic stuff, I'm not sure there's a whole lot more you can really do other than just make your best attempt at how powerful you think your deck is within the confines of the bracket system and hope that it matches up well with the rest of the table. Yeah, I guess we just play a tap land. Play a tap land, Pestered. Opponent's grueling, eh? Interesting. Hey, Seth. How do you like mini games like Commander, like Parmicon? I've played against the Parmicon, and I've also had a Jace Beleren and Rage. Wait, Parmicon? Oh, is that the wall, the Jeskai wall, where you have to attack the person next to you, like left or right? Oh, Badger Maul. Well, we have a Seam Rip. We do have a Seam Rip. I think cards like that are super fun. I love mini game style cards that have an effect on the game like that. So I really enjoy that style of card. Well, I guess we got a Verge. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to play this tap, but we gotta answer the Badger Maul. And then I guess we can Surveillance Cam a land here, which is kinda cute. The downside of Badger Maul Cub. Tap down your Restless Ridge. So Restless Ridge, no mana this turn. I couldn't agree with you more. Can you look at my new deck? It's Niv Mizzet Reborn. Ooh, Niv Mizzet Reborn is sweet. I like the old card since Niv Light was one of my favorite decks when I started. Yeah, Niv is a super fun commander. Well, I mean, Hallowed Fountain, Nature's Rhythm. 2 can play the Badger Mole Cup game. So I think Badger Mole's probably better than Bloom Tundra here, right? Because they have Burst Lightning. So I think it probably makes the most sense to get a Badger Mole so it leaves something behind if it does die to Burst Lightning. We also have 4 Surveillance Cams, so we can crack them to draw cards if we need to. Yeah, Niv's a super cool card. I like 5-color commanders that push you in a direction, and I think Niv does a really good job of that. Of like, play as many 2-color pairs as possible, and then play a split of them so you draw as many as possible. So I really like that Niv does that. Plus, gold cards are pretty sweet. I like gold cards. Well, let's just get a Badger Mole, turn on a Breeding Pool. Had to refresh the browser twice. Hey, what's up, Paul? Yeah, I don't know. Twitch can be a little buggy sometimes. According to my Moxfield, it was bracket 1, and my playgroup is loaded with duels, game changers, efficient strategies. I just dislike Commander and prefer to play it like Mario Party. Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think much about brackets with my personal decks. I honestly think I should probably do that more. But I still, like, I don't know, a lot of my decks I built my decks, they did have Burst Lightning. I built my decks the same way for a long time, and they all tend to be, like, right around bracket 3. So I haven't spent a lot of time worrying about, like, exactly how many game changers I have, because they all tend to just, like, fall into about the same area anyway. Okay, so how can we do this? Can we do this? This Leatherhead is an issue. So to beat the Leatherhead, we need to get a Gearhulk. They're going to get back Badger Mole. Yeah, I think we just have to crack the Surveillance Cam this turn. I think we just crack the Surveillance Cam. Next turn, we can Nature's Rhythm for a Gearhulk and then go from there. Hey, Seth, on the last question, how do collection buys look after the last one? The last one was a little bit rough. The last one was definitely rough. Honestly, and I will say this again, I really do not think I was intentionally scammed by the person selling the collection. I honestly do not believe that. I really think it was more just like bad fundamentals, bad calculations than an intentional. I just haven't been able to get myself to believe it was an intentional thing. I think it was more just like an accident and cards being overvalued, because if you just look at your price in Goldfish or Moxfield or wherever, if you count all your commons and uncommons, it's going to be massively inflated. That's just kind of how it works. So I really don't think it was an intentional thing, although that was a really, really rough, really rough collection buy. That was the worst one we've had so far. They are going to blow up the Seam Rip. All right, well, let's crack this. Tap down the land. Man, they have a lot of mana dorks. Well, let's see if this Gearhulk's good enough. They no longer have a Hexproof Leatherhead. That's something. So we get to draw 2. Not very helpful cards. Kona gets back their Badger Mole Cup. I mean, the nice thing about being a combo deck is we always have the possibility of just randomly winning. So now we can Badger Mole. Badger Mole into Gearhulk. Oh, if they have another Burst Lightning, we're basically dead. Ooh! Now we're actually just dead, right? Well, I mean, I guess we can tap down the Leatherhead, but I still don't think this wins us the game. So draw with the Relic, play the Relic. No, so many Nature's Rhythms going to waste. Our opponent's drawn a lot of interaction for being a Badger Mole Cup deck. They've just always had the answers. All right, another Badger Mole. So we're taking, what, 7? Down to 5? The problem is we need multiple turns to win. We're, like, so far away from winning. Opponent, Keen-Eyed Curator, land on Dinosaur. So they've been playing Songbird Sonic Screamer Brawl deck. Absolutely insane. She's a 2-mana free repeatable instant speed discard outlet. You can cheat bounce out as early as turn 1 with the right hand. I gotta look up this card. I don't even think I know what Songbird is. What is Songbird? Well, now we draw a Seam Rip, but we're at 3. We're just dead, right? Are we just dead? Well, let's play stuff and see what happens. So Badger Mole Cub. We just don't have enough. We don't have enough mana, right? So in 1, 2, 3, or 5, 6, we can Nature's Rhythm to get a Gearhulk. Yeah, if we could have stuck the Badger Mole for 1 turn, I think this would have worked. So we can get the Gearhulk. The Gearhulk can get 2 combo pieces. Yeah, so you need the Nature's Rhythm. That's fine. Is there any way we can piece it together? So we get the Pixie, we get the Surveillance Cam. So we can play the Surveillance Cam. Untap a Breeding Pool. Or untap a Hushwood Verge. Then we can Nurturing Pixie. Pick up the Surveillance Cam. Man, we're going to end up 1 mana short, I think. Untap the Breeding Pool. Tap it for mana. Surveillance Cam. Untap the Breeding Pool. Yeah, we're going to end up literally 1. Oh, they scooped! They scooped! Wait, we didn't win there, right? We're 1 mana short, right? Wait, are we not 1 mana short? So we Nature's Rhythm for 5. We need to spend all of our mana. We get the Jolly Balloon Man, but then we need the 1 mana to activate it. And we don't. Am I missing something? I mean, we'll take it. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining even a little, but I'm pretty sure we won. We were 1 mana short of actually winning there. Recently discovered the regular podcast and Commander Clash podcast. Really enjoy them a lot, and it's fun to have a bunch of old videos to catch up on. Great job for you and the rest of the crew. Well, Stalks Rogue, welcome to this stream, and thank you for the kind words. I'm glad you're enjoying the podcast. Wait, what is the Songbird card everyone's talking about? Songbird Sonic Screamer. 2 mana, 2/1, lifelink. Discard a card, gains flying until end of turn. Interesting. Have we not had this effect as a commander before? So we have plenty of 2-drops. Like Iron Scale Elf or Iron Shield Elf in Standard, Hardened Academic. Like, we get a bunch of 2-drops that are discard a card to do something. Is this the first legendary one? It's so funny because this is the kind of card that I look over when it comes to spoilers, and it's just a common. It's from the commander. Like, no one's going to play that as your commander. But in this case, it might actually be. But I mean, yeah, so Pewter Dip is better, but if you're trying to play as your commander, like, it needs to be legendary. Is this the best or only legendary version of a creature you can play as your commander that lets you discard for free? It might actually be. All right, so we're up against Badger Mole Cub. Which I guess just means we bring in some removals. Go down a Relic. Bring in the Fight spell. And maybe we get on both Relics. And Maybe one Boomerang Basics? Basics is good. Yeah, let's try it like that. Let's try it like that. By the way, many cards in the deck I play because they are either signed by an artist because my father went to a Grand Prix, they are just old and I can play them in Commander, because other formats they are outdated, outclassed. Yeah, I mean that's the joy of Commander. Like that is the biggest reason I think to play Commander, is it's really the only format, at least only major format, where you can not only can but are like actively incentivized to play the cards that you love. Like that's the point of it, right? Like they're cards that you opened, or they have some special sentimental value to you because, like in your case, your father got them signed in an event. That's a really cool reason to build a deck that doesn't really work in Standard or Modern or Legacy, because that's not the point of the format. It's to win. But in Commander, that is the point of the format, and I think that's a large part of what makes the format so fun and so popular. Exactly. You play Photo Titan because you love Photo Titan. And if people think it sucks, that's fine, because that's what you're supposed to do in Commander. Do any of you collect signed cards? It's kind of funny because you would think that signed cards might be more valuable, and I guess in some rare cases they are, but it's funny if you actually just try to sell a signed card, a lot of times it's considered to be damaged and actually worth less. I've been messing around with Doomsday a bit in Timeless. We might have to teach some Arena Zoomers about Doomsday. I don't know. I don't know how many of you have played Doomsday. My God, is that a hard card to play? I swear it's probably the hardest Timeless deck, because every choice is so impactful, and if you do one little thing wrong, you just lose. You just pretty much lose the game as a result. But, oh, it's addicting. Like, trying to figure out the right piles. Trying to figure out if you can stack the deck to, like... Oh, I find it very addicting. I don't know if I'm doing it very well, but, oh, man, it's addicting. It is very addicting. So, we're probably going to have a video coming up. There might be punts along the way, but... Doomsday in Legacy is brutal. Doomsday in Vintage is easy. Pretty much. It got added as part of Marvel. It was on the like Marvel reprint sheet or something. So just got added. There's no, the piles are a little, you can't just do the Legacy piles because there's no Street Wraith, which is like usually one of the most common ones. So you got to do some convoluted stuff to actually make it work. But oh, also, I don't know if you noticed this. They announced a new Secret Lair yesterday, and I know Secret Lairs, I don't even usually often bring them up because there's so many now, but this one is for the Secret Lair Global Fund for Women, and there's actually some pretty good cards, like Finale of Devastation, I think is like 50 or 60 bucks, Lathril, Coat of Arms, Soul Ring, Path of Ancestry. The exciting part of this one, and it makes me a little bit mad, it makes me happy for this drop, because they're doing it for this drop, but it also makes me like, if you do it for this drop, couldn't you do it for every drop, Watsy? But if you want this Secret Lair drop, you can actually get it, because it's print to demand, on sale for 2 weeks, July 20th to August 3rd. So if you want to get a Finale of Devastation at a discount, or just want some cool cards, you actually don't have to worry about sitting in line and then having it be sold out by the time you finally get to check out or whatever. So I'm glad they're doing it this way, raising money for a good cause. That's awesome. I just don't know. If they do it for this one, couldn't you do it more often? Like, they make it sound like print to demand is just, they can't do it. They can't do it. The technology doesn't exist. But then they do it when they want to do it. It's just not technology. Oh, they just can't do it. They just can't do it. I built a Songbird deck for CDH. It wins most of the time if you reanimate I imagine Bone Miser. I imagine Bone Miser is ridiculous with Songbird. That's actually sweet, because Bone Miser, I really love Bone Miser. I've never built a good Bone Miser deck because I play in some Commander decks where it's cool, but it's one of those pre-con cards that's only legal in Legacy. It's such a cool card. But it does seem perfect with Songbird. Like, it's kind of a 2-card, you should win the game combo, right? Like, you should be able to basically just draw through your deck and eventually win. We'll play first. Well, outside of Jolly Balloon Man, we kind of have everything we need to combo off here. Hey Seth, would you be willing to look at a standard deck? I think I'm very close to something reasonably cool and exciting, but I can't quite get there. Ooh, let me see, Space Boy. I love standard decks that are almost but not quite there. Let's just starting town go. Yubi bounce Loki. Loki's been way better than I thought. I've been surprised at how good Loki is. Let's just starting town. So they're gonna Reckoning Hex whatever we play. Oh, but we can't really play around it very well. Actually, I guess we could play Pixie? You know what, let's do that. Let's just play around it. Storm Chaser's talent. Megan Otter, Pixie. Pick up the Storm Chaser's talent. Yeah, Loki, I've been playing against people. Like I said, I was playing some Timeless, working on Doomsday. And, like, Loki Replicate Progenitus, when I read Loki the first time, I was like, one a turn, is that really enough? But it turns out that just, like, one free card a turn is actually kind of a huge deal in a format like Timeless. All right, opponent does have the Hex. They kill the Pixie, but not our Badger Mole Cub. Yeah, deck looks very interesting. So Loki draws when you Boomerang Basics, when you Grim Bobble, or no, not Basics, when you Grim Bobble, Nowhere to Run, Tiny Bones. How is Ralphelt in the deck? It's a cool idea. The Dimir Bounce idea is sweet. And let's just play a land, play a Badger Mole Cub. Turn on the starting town. Play a Bloom Tender. And hit you with Otter opponent. Down to 19. Here's Miro's quote on them. Most of the time you think print to demand actually, most of the time you think of print to demand actually wasn't. We just printed way more than we needed to guarantee that we had enough to mail it out. And as a result, we destroyed a lot of product. I wonder if it's the same here and we're going to complain that they had to destroy a bunch of unsold secret layers in 8 months. I actually am not sure that I believe that. Because I actually went back and checked on this after Mark Rosewater said that. And I was curious, like, was it the community that started saying print to demand? Like, is that something we just kind of added into this? Or is that what Wizards said? And it was Wizards that was marketing it as print to demand, not just us. Like, it was Wizards that would call it that. Yeah, I think we Storm Chaser's talent. Trigger the Otter. Seam Rip. Get rid of the Soul Stone. Trigger the Otters. And here comes the janky Badger Mole Beats. Do we even level up? Probably not. Hit ya. Found it. Down to 13. And yeah, let's just pass. What's your experience with Marvel Draft? Tried to make Rakdos and Grixis piles, got absolutely smacked. By forcing Selesnya and Zorius got me 3 7x drafts. Sounds about right, Mr. Zakara. So, my experience, and also the data we have on the draft, is that in general, you really don't want to be red. Red is considered by far the weakest color, like not even close in Marvel superheroes. So it's not surprising to me. I've had the same experience where I build like Rakdos decks that I think look good. And then when I actually play them, they do not play. They just don't keep up for whatever reason. They feel like they should be good, but then they don't actually win games. So I think being red is definitely tough. It makes sense to me that the white-based decks would do well because white is, I think, easily the best color, and then blue might be second best. So I think what you're describing sounds a lot like Marvel superheroes. The other thing I'd say about superheroes draft is it's very bomb heavy. And I think maybe the biggest skill point in the draft is figuring out ways to save your scarce interaction for your opponent's bombs. Because I've definitely had games where I feel like I need to remove some random 2-drop or whatever that our opponent's playing, right? I feel like I gotta remove something, and I spend my removal, and there's not that much hard removal in the set. So you spend your removal on something early, and then you lose to a Cthulhu or like a Hulk. There's just these ridiculous level mobs. So I think the main challenge is trying to play enough creatures that you can deal with your opponent's not great creatures by blocking them. So then you can save your limited interaction for the actual bombs that just win the game if you can't kill them. Oh yeah, Superhero Civil War is insane. It's insane. I've had drafts where I'm like Simic going into pack 3 and open Superhero Civil War and double splash it, and and I think it's worth it. Like, that card is just so ridiculous. It is worth really going out of your way to make it work. The one thing I think that my best red decks are all Hulk combo decks. Because you have Red Hulk in uncommon, and then the Photon Blast, whatever, that like double red and X, and it copies X times and it deals 1 damage to something. Those have been my best red decks by far. I actually think the Hulk combo, if I get the Hulk combo pieces early, I will go red. And I think it's good enough to be worth it. Afternoon, how's everyone enjoying our week per month without spoilers? Hey, now, we have a couple more weeks until we start hobbiting. We got a little bit of time. Great time for change. I wish some new standard decks emerge. Yeah, that is... I wish so too. That's been one of the disappointments. It makes me wonder, like... Some of the sets we have just do not make an impact. And it makes me wonder, like... I don't know, how much of an upside was there to, like, moving... Oh, we should probably sideboard, shouldn't we? How much of an upside is there, really, to, like, moving a set like Marvel Superheroes into Standard? Because it just doesn't, like, have that big of an impact. I guess it's cool. It gives you some brew-arounds, which is nice. But we have had... It's been very weird. I feel like in the past... I mean, in some sets have always been more powerful than the other. That's been a thing forever. But I feel like the power level was maybe flatter in the past between sets. And now we have a lot of, like, really strong sets that have a huge impact. And then, I don't even want to say weak, but, like, weak for standard sets or maybe focused on commander sets that end up not having nearly as big of an impact. What is people's hype level for The Hobbit? Is that a set people are hyped for? I'm curious, are we expecting Hobbit to be anywhere near as good as Lord of the Rings? Because Lord of the Rings was actually legitimately one of the best sets that they've made. I kind of expect it'll be somewhat worse than Lord of the Rings, just because it seems like sequels in general, it's rare that they live up to the original. So I'm expecting it to be maybe somewhat worse than Lord of the Rings, but also still very good. Like, if Lord of the Rings was a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, this might be a 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10. That's kind of my expectation. I think the boxes are super expensive. I guess it's probably the One Ring and, like, the reprints on the bonus sheet, but I'm pretty sure, did I see this correctly, that collector boxes are like $900? Oh no, I did not see that correctly. Actually, wait, did I see? Yeah, I did see that correctly. TCG Hobbit. Yeah, 820. Whew, that's gonna be an expensive opening. That's like Final Fantasy prices. Do we spell pierce this? I think no. I really want to spell pierce in Holy Annex. I don't want them drawing extra cards. Yeah, also, Hobbit will have to be... Oh, can't spell pierce that. It'll have to be less powerful, too, probably just being in Standard, I imagine. Oh, the Momir Brawl deck is, like, one of my favorite ways to play Brawl on stream. Or to play Brawl. And yes, doing some Momir would be fun on stream. I'd be down for bringing back... We used to play Momir all the time. It'd be fun to bring back Momir. The nostalgia. Hey, Seth, do you listen to Strictly Better MTG on YouTube at all? I see that. I watch Dib's videos sometimes, yeah. I don't watch them. I watch them once in a while. One of the things about making content is it actually becomes hard to find time to watch all the content you want to watch. So I do see them on occasion. I mean, I love Dev. I think he does a great job. But what was there a specific video you were thinking of? Huh? Oh. That's what they're doing. Interesting. Interesting. Adaptive automaton on Sliver A. On Sliver A. Well, let's play this Dirty Badger Mole Cub, because we're one of those players. So play the Badger Mole, untap the Hallowed Fountain. I guess we just pass. I mean, we can Nature's Rhythm at some point. So we need what? We need the Jolly Balloon Man, and we need the Pixie to try to combo. Yeah, Surveillance Cam is definitely the card that does everything or nothing. When are spoilers for The Hobbit? So the set pre-release weekend is August 7th. So based on that, and based on it being a small set, I would guess that spoilers start either I would guess the 21st. My guess would be spoilers the 21st, full set the 31st, early access the 5th, and then pre-release August 7th. There's some chance it's the 28th, and it's like a short spoiler season. So that could also be possible, but that would be my guess. So I would guess we have probably 2 weeks. Probably 2 weeks until spoilers start. What card from Planar Chaos are you hoping to come back for Reality Fracture? Wait, so from the set Planar Chaos? I'm guessing 2 weeks. It could start next week. My guess is 2 weeks. I think most likely it starts in 2 weeks. And then there's some chance it starts in 3 weeks or 1 week. But 2 weeks is probably the most likely. I think Hobbit will probably be one of those sets. They have a couple of warping cards to sell boosters, but otherwise probably pretty low powered on average. Wait, so the Hobbit, what was the returning mechanic? Adventures? All right. I mean, if I can bring back Planar Chaos, Mana Tithe, 1,000,000%. 1 million. They'll never do it. But that would definitely be my pick. I would easily pick Mana Tithe. Damnation would be fine. Slivers? Maybe we finally get Slivers back. I think we just pass and draw with Surveillance Cam. I really want to get another land so we can Nature's Rhythm for the Gear Hulk. I think that would be way better than Nature's Rhythming for a 2-drop. So I'm for our opponent. I mean, at some point this anti-casual vintage is coming back. Like right now, for example. All right, opponent. Anti-casual vestige. Now let's Surveillance Cam. Tap down this. Draw with Surveillance Cam. Tap down the vestige. Oh, maybe we just draw a Bright Glass. That's pretty good. So okay, we're actually getting close. So Bright Glass Gear Hulk comes down. Nurturing Pixie, Surveillance Cam. Play the Sanctum past the... I guess we hit you. Hit you for 2 past the turn. So can we win next turn? We might be able to win next turn. Oh, someone asked if I was going to Atlanta. I believe I'm planning on going to MagicCon Atlanta. Still figuring out the details, but I am planning on going to Atlanta. Oh. And then if you're going to Amsterdam in a couple weeks, the crew that is going to be there, along with I think Vince, is going to do a Commander Clash Live show. So if you're in Amsterdam, find Tomer and Krim and Phil doing some Commander Clash Live. I heard this was the craziest thing. I heard, and this blew my mind. I heard that for Best spell pierce ever. Wow. Okay, I mean, this is still a lot of damage we're taking. But that is not an Ugin that we're staring down. Opponent hits us down to 5. Okay, there's a Bloom Tender. There's a Bloom Tender. So we need the Jolly Balloon Man. Wait, can we win this turn? Oh, we don't have something that taps for 2. Okay, so we need to play the Bloom Tender. We play the Bloom Tender. We play Nurturing Pixie. Pick up the Badger Mole Cub. Replay the Badger Mole Cub. Turn on the Hollow Town, play a Starting Town. Okay, I mean, maybe. If they have another Ugin, it gets sketchy. If we survive this turn, though, and they can't interact, then we should be able to just go infinite in win during our turn. We can use the Surveillance Cam, tap down the Anti-Casual, and then Nature's Rhythm for Blue Man, and then we're off to the races. Yeah, that's why I'm not expecting actual Mana Tithe. I think it's going to be more... I think they're going to go out of their way to avoid the color pie breaking stuff. Although, honestly, what do you think of the argument that white should actually just get more counter spells? I think the counter spells being monopolized by blue, in stack interaction being monopolized by blue. So you have what? You have blue that's very good at countering. You have white that can kind of counter but sucks at it. And then you have red that can kind of counter by redirecting stuff. Thrumming Hive Pool. Okay. Sure. Oh, that means we have to chump. That does mean we have to chump. So we Surveillance Cam. Tap down the Anti-Causal. Oh, they didn't attack. They didn't attack. Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess we try to win the game. They could be slow rolling interaction. If they are, I'm not sure how we beat it, but all right, let's play a Badger Mole Cub. Turn on the Flood Farm Surge. Nature's Rhythm for 3. Get old Jolly Balloon Man, and all right, I mean, Jolly Balloon Man, copy the Pixie. Pick up the Surveillance Cam. Oh my god, do we have it? Untap the Balloon Man. Wait, is this deck actually good? Maybe this deck is actually kind of good. Surveillance Cam. With the second Surveillance Cam in hand, I think we can just combo at instant speed. So I don't think our opponent can actually fizzle it with removal very easily. So copy the Pixie, pick up Surveillance Cam. Untap Jolly Balloon Man. That's 2 Pixies. Surveillance Cam. Untap the Bloom Tender. Make some mana. Balloon Man. Copy the Pixie. Do it again. Because our opponent realized that they are dead. Apparently no. Untap the Jolly Balloon Man. And we have not had many opponents scoop to our combo. Everyone wants us to play it out. Untap the Bloom Tender. Jolly Balloon Man. Copy the Pixie. Pick up the combo actually is more consistent than you would think it would be. Cash money indeed, opponent. You are not incorrect. You can just scoop though. You do not have to sit here. I will not be offended if you just concede. Perfectly acceptable. All right, so we just got to keep pixieing. Untap the Balloon Man. Surveillance Cam. Untap the Bloom Tender. No, not that. Balloon Man, copy the Pixie. Pick up the Surveillance Cam. So far, we haven't seen the clock be an issue, which is good to know. It doesn't seem like timing out is a real concern. Oh my god, all right. Tap this. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. So we have to spend a life here. I'm double dumb. We do need to be making blue mana. All right. Ouch. Watch us die to a lightning bolt. All right, so untap the Hallowed Fountain. Balloon Man, copy the Pixie. Target the Surveillance Cam, tap the Bloom Tender, pick it up. Untap the Bloom Tender. Do we have enough yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 14. That's not enough. All right. Well, how about Surveillance Cam? Untap the Balloon Man. Balloon Man. Copy the Pixie. Target the Surveillance Cam. Tap both of these. Pick it up. Untap the Balloon Man. Surveillance Cam. It's Splitter Twin. It's Splitter Twin. We did it. Pixie Twin. It's Pixie Twin. Are you dead yet? Let's copy a Pixie. Pick up Surveillance Cam. This has got to be enough, right? We tap this down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That looks like enough. Swing with everything. Splitter Twin. Oh, Darkness would definitely kill us. Darkness would definitely kill us. So what do you all think of this combo deck? What do you think? Do you think this deck, I mean, have we lost yet? Have we just been winning? So we won at least one game without the combo, just by doing Badger Mold Cup stuff, which is kind of not a surprise, but most of our wins have been by the combo. It is click heavy. That is a downside. It's one of the combos of all time. Indeed, it is. Oh, what do you think? Do you want to keep comboing or should we switch it up? So here are the other options. So this deck, I want to see if it worked. I will say it feels like it works. It feels like it works. One of the things I kind of dislike about current standard is even the cool things often involve the not cool thing. So it is, if you don't like Badger Mold Cup, it is another Badger Mold Cup deck. There's not really a way around that. So that's one of the downsides, but ooh, Big Red that can steal the games. I was thinking of trying this artifact deck, which is also kind of Big Boros. Ooh, again, Clive is so cool. I haven't had much luck with Clive in Standard, but it is a really cool card. Tablet. It actually looks sweet. So what you want to see? So I was thinking one of these two. So Thor Control is basically Boros Control. You get a bunch of Price of Freedoms to blow up your opponent's lands, trying to get to Thor, improv Capstone, burn your opponent out with Thor. So that's Thor Control. The other deck that I think is cool, or looks cool at least, is this super duper weird artifact deck. Like, it's literally playing Sandworm. Sandworm! A 5-drop, 5/4 haster. Actually, it's kind of funny. Now that I'm reading Sandworm again, it doesn't seem that bad. Like, if this card was printed 10 years ago, this card would probably be, like, a staple, right? Like, 5/4 haste, enters, blow up a land, its controller can get a basic. That actually is kind of strong. Is it Lessons won a challenge with Tablet, Thor, and Capstone? Oh, that's boring. That's boring. That's another one of the cool thing being overshadowed by the not cool thing. But I have seen versions of Lessons that play Thor. But Lessons is kind of like Badger Mole. Thorn. My God, I can't type. Thor. God of Thunder. Let me see. In Standard, there's actually quite a few Thor decks. Is it Prowess? Lots of 4-color control. Here's the challenge list. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, if you can just grind your opponent down and play a Thor, improv Capstone with a Thor probably wins in 2 turns? And they also have the Lindbloms. It's cool to finally see one of the Adventurelands kind of working. Oh, speaking of standard bracket, so what do you want to see, the Thor deck or this? Yeah, let's try this artifact deck. I want to try this artifact deck because it just looks so jank. Um, here's a question I had about the bracket. I'm curious. I'm curious where you all land on this. So obviously, when we do a bracket match, me and Richard are talking to each other. So when we go to sideboarding, we kind of know what each other is doing. I try not to take advantage of it. Like, I try just not to really pay attention and focus on my own thing. But this came up in our last match, the Rhino vs. Madness match, where Richard brought in like a compost, and then he realized, oh, compost is like kind of busted. So the next game, he was like, oh, I'm going to bring in all the composts. And I could have brought in Dramoka's Command as a counter to the compost, but I didn't because I felt like it was weird to take advantage of knowing Richard's sideboard plan, if that makes sense. Like, the fact that I knew he was bringing the compost, it felt weird to sideboard to essentially counter what he said he was doing, where it'd be like, oh, I'm going to bring in all the compost, and me be like, oh, well, I wasn't going to sideboard, but since you're bringing all the compost, I'll bring in all the Dramoka's commands. So I felt like that would be kind of weird. I'm curious what you think is actually the... Like, what would you actually rather see happen there? Like, should I have been like, oh, obviously Dramoka's command is good against compost, so I will bring in the Dramoka's commands because I know you're bringing him in? Is that different than knowing the typical sideboard for a various meta? So that's normally how I try to sideboard, is just sideboard based on, like I would any other match, like based on what I think Richard will do. The compost situation was just more black and white because he was specifically just like, oh my god, this card's so good, I'm gonna bring in all of them. After we'd already sideboarded a little bit, so that was the one where I felt like, it feels weird to like directly sideboard again just to counteract what he said he's gonna do, but. Hidden knowledge, it's honorable to knowing the opponent's choice because you aren't guessing, you know. Yeah, I still don't know. I just still don't know the best way to handle it. Like, theoretically, the idea of the tournament is the same as a pro tour. Everyone knows what the opponent will sideboard because it's been known. I mean, I guess that's another argument, right? Is, well, you kind of know what they're gonna do. You have a pretty good guess at how your opponent's gonna sideboard, so maybe you just go for it. What's your opinion on complicated mechanics of some sets? Some streamers say it's too complicated for newbies. That just means y'all have your work cut out for you. Wait, what's your opinion on the complicated mechanics of of the set some streamers say is too complicated for newbies? Wait, what mechanic are we talking about, Backseat Coucher? Is this about a specific mechanic or just about mechanics in a general sense? Hell, I mean, I guess we just keep candy trailing. Opponent appears to be Simicking. Clay Fried Bricks, Quarry Mountain Monastery. I mean, Monastery seems not the worst. I don't know if we really need Clay Fried Bricks. We have so many lands. Do we even want... We have so many lands. Monastery is card draw, though. I think we go bottom. I think we got enough lands. Oh, opponent. Earthbender. Oh, is this Simic Landfall, maybe? Earthbender Ascension. Interesting. Oh, opponent. Ooh, okay, there's the seminar. Should we be able to get to it? Well, we're gonna play Demo Field. We're gonna play Tablet of Discovery. Hopefully mill something to reanimate. Hey, that's a boombox. That's a boombox. Oh, yeah. Nah, okay, that doesn't make mana for boombox. That's fine. We can play this, though. Do we want land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, probably not. All right, pass turn. I have a legit question. My best friend used to like the blue-black fairy deck in the bracket match, and I really wanted to play some good 1v1 Magic with him, assuming no budget constraints. If he wanted to play a deck like that, and I wanted to play some sort of blink deck, should I look up old modern Flickerwisp depths or Black Fairies list from 2017 or something, and just make those? Ooh, so you want to play Fairies against Blink. So I think your options are do what you said, which I think makes sense, which would be play like modern Fairies in like a modern Flickerwisp deck from around the same era. That would make a lot of sense. You could also probably do like standard Fairies, like the version we played in the bracket, against, I'm trying to think what would the standard deck, Blink deck be from like somewhere in that time era. Maybe there's not a good standard Blink deck. So yeah, I guess maybe modern. Modern is probably the easiest way to do it, I'd say. I would probably just do the 2 modern decks from like roughly the same era. Hey Seth, I've been playing a round. Really? Okay. Well, Quandrix Charm. We could have played around it. I didn't really realize we had to play around it, but better that than our Restoration Seminar, which is our key card. This card actually seems kind of interesting once it gets going, if we can get it going. Opponent combat. We also have all these sackable artifacts, which is nice. Opponent gets in with a Vine Stalk, hits us. If they counter our Restoration Seminar, I'm going to be a little sad. Ew, do we even cast it? All right, like sack the Candy Apple. Draw a card. Ooh, 2 of them? All right, well, now we definitely cast it. Oh, come on, Magic Gods. Come on, Magic Gods. No counters, no counters. 1 time. Tablet of Discovery, Restoration Seminar. Hold. Come on, please. Oh. Seriously. What is happening? What is happening, chat? Glenlendra's answered. We got Quandrix Charm into Glenlendra's answered in standard. I just want to resolve our restorations. If they counter another Restoration Seminar, then we become very sad. I think we just pass for now. Play the Fountain Port Bell. So we're going to blow up the Vine Stalk. Siege Wino for the 6-month. Welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so... Oh, God almighty. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. They have every bad counter in standard. If there's a counter that no one plays, it's in the deck. Oh, that's an issue. All right. Opponent combat. So we need to, like... What is this? Simic Fairies? What is happening? Oh, I guess we could have killed that. Yeah, I guess we should have killed that earlier. I was thinking we wanted to let it tap, but I forgot it can pump stuff. So blow up the Vine Stalk. We take 5 down to 11. But we can't resolve anything because we know they have a counter sitting there. So we need to... I guess Ugin would be kind of good. Ugin just exiles that. Opponent. Earthbender Ascension. I mean, our opponent's deck is working. It is annoying us into oblivion here. Opponent. Triggers. Hits us. Down to 9. Siege Wino is S tier. S tier Twitch name. Alright, well, let's sack the Candy Trail. Draw a card, gain some life. Sack the Fountain Port Bell. And draw a Fountain Port. Perfect. Well, I mean, let's sack the Fountain Port Bell. Oh, we can see the cool thing in hand. We just cannot resolve it. Clay fried bricks, eh? So if we then fire this up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we're actually just dead on board. Oh, this is actually like a prison. This can keep replenishing the counter on the Glenlander Archmage. Because this isn't a -1/-1 counter. It's remove a counter. Are we just dead? If we braid end step, they just do the Guardian thing, right? They remove the counter and it becomes a 3/4. I don't think there's actually a way out of this. We're actually just... This is like a prison deck. We're getting prisoned. We're getting prisoned. So they counter the Arc of... Oh, we draw Ugin, but it's too late. Too late to matter. Play the Clay Fried Bricks. Grab a land. Wow, that's some questionable deck building. Platty! You gotta put more than 3 basics in your deck with Clay Fried Bricks, buddy. What are we doing? And Fountain Ports? What are we doing? What are we doing, deck builder? Yeah, that would make some good pizza, but I don't know about that mana base. Yeah, I think our opponent probably just has every counter in existence. Like, if you're playing Glenelender Answers and Quandrix Charm as counters, the synergy with Earthbender Ascension Glenelender Guardian's kind of cool. It just seems very slow. Like, that's kind of the problem with all of these. Like, they're powerful. Remember Glenelender Archmage? That card was so sweet back in the day, but I feel like it's just so tough to play, like, 4 or 5 mana counters now. I mean, our deck's looking like a meme at the moment due to our lack of basics. About it. Hey, what's up, Chaos Factor? How are you? Good to see you. I have 2 other ideas. MH3 Phalia Solitude type stuff is also up my alley, but I don't know if MH3 has a Fury Tempo deck. Yeah, I feel like your Phalia deck might just be too powerful for the Fairy deck. Oh, Pauper could work. Fairies are really good in Pauper. And there's like Ghostly Flicker Blink decks in Pauper. Oh, Pauper, actually in Pauper would like financially be... Wow, did our opponent just give up? Did our opponent just counter all of our stuff and then stop playing? I think they just countered all of our stuff and then closed their laptop. I'm pretty sure. They just countered all of our plays and then left. Oh, arena players. Oh, this is a restoration. We're trying to do restoration seminar things where we have stuff like Boombox and all these sackable artifacts that we can keep reanimating repeatedly. Arc of Hunger, not really a combo piece in this deck, but it does it's like a finisher, right? As we're getting stuff out of the graveyard with a restoration seminar, it is eventually going to burn our opponent out of the game. So it's more control finisher than combo piece, but I don't know that our opponent's coming back. We might have gotten the freebie. What's your favorite non-Magic card game, non-Magic board game, and or video game? So non-Magic card game, honestly, if you count Hey, Doug, good to see ya. 4 more months ago, I built the ultimate Seth deck. Oh, let me see. Oh, Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, eh? Oh, think of all the cards you can draw. Think of all the cards. Cast a spell, make a token, draw a card. It is kind of funny that this doesn't say once per turn. Like, you make more tokens, you draw more cards. Only $50 too. That actually looks that looks like my kind of budget deck, Doug. That actually looks super sweet. Welcome back to the Fishbowl, by the way. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank ya. I don't know why we won that game, honestly, but we did for some reason. Hey Seth. One of my favorite ATO cards from way back when was Psychogenic Probe. I tried making a mono blue EDH deck around the card. Basically, it's meant to find Probe, copy it a bunch of times, and then use bad effects to force your opponent to shuffle. Honestly, oh, I have something else I need your help with. I'm gonna let's look at the deck first, and I'll ask you. Honestly, that sounds super hilarious. I want to build a deck like this. I want to build a deck like this to troll Tomer, because Tomer always complains about how he hates shuffling and his like little baby small hands or whatever. Like he always complains about that. So I thought it'd be really funny to build a deck that just was designed to force him to shuffle again and again. And I have the perfect opportunity coming up, because there's a Commander Clash theme coming up in the future, in a month or two. That's essentially me building the decks to troll everyone who is playing this season. So I need to build a deck to troll Tomer, Krim, Morgan, and Phil. I'm very curious if you all have any ideas what would be good for this. And if you have any spicy ideas, like that one time Richard, I'm trying to remember the details, but Richard like build a deck for Tomer, but then hid one of his combo pieces in someone else's deck, and he had to try to like find the combo piece in like Krim's deck or something. If you have any ideas like that, but I need to figure out a funny way to build decks to troll them. So for Tomer, I think building a deck that that forces him to shuffle, a bunch of times would actually be super funny. Wait, we have a ton of Oh, I see. We have a lot of basics. We just don't have that many planes. Okay, so we do have enough basics in the deck, but just Clay Fried Bricks is a little awkward because we don't have that many planes. Well, let's put a planes on top. Play a planes. Do we want another? Yeah, let's wait. Let's just pass the turn. All white border. Ooh, all white borders. That would actually be kind of funny, because Phil's such a big old border foil lover. Krim is kind of hard to troll. Like, the go-to for Krim is like, oh, I built a green deck or something. But there's got to be something. There's got to be something better than just, oh, I built a green deck, right? Let's Fountain Port Bell. Grab a mountain. Pass the turn. And then Phil's also kind of tough, because the way to troll Phil is just not give him any value. But I want everyone to have functional. I don't want to build decks that just don't work or whatever. Like, I want them to be funny and trolly, but I want them to actually be able to, like, play a real game for the most part. So I don't want to just build a deck that, like, doesn't do anything. Build a green deck with every card in it to be unable to be countered by Krim. That actually is kind of funny. That actually would be pretty funny. Opponent hits us, passes. We draw a land. I mean, Ugin's coming. Is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. So we can play the land, play a Candy Trail, do a little scrying. Well, a Day of Judgment seems helpful. So keep the Day of Judgment. Improvise out the Arc Reactor. Oh, Arc Reactor sound effect is actually kind of painful. Could you hear that? Could you hear the the high pitch sound effect? That was like the most painful sound effect that they have in Arena, I think. Yeah, it actually hurts. I don't know. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like part of the game. I mean, I do appreciate that they actually tried to do some animations and sound effects for the Marvel cards, so I'm not complaining about that, but the Arc Reactor in specific, not the most pleasant sound effect that I've ever heard. Opponent hits us. I think I might have woke Bear up. Yeah, I think I have tinnitus too. Years of listening to music way too loud. Not good for your hearing, turns out. It turns out. Yeah, I think we just Day of Judgment. Day of Judgment, sweep the board. Get rid of them dorks. And then I think we crack the Candy Trail now, because if we hit a land, then we can also crack Fountain Port. Okay, Avengers Assemble's good. That is good. I mean, next turn we can do the thing. We can Restoration Seminar, start the reanimation. So I was watching the Feel Bad podcast. You wanted to list extra turns as not good for the game. What about spells that force end of turn? They can be functionally the same. That is a good question. So I will say you are right that they are essentially the same. Oh, our opponent's playing the deck we were playing there, I think. So they are essentially the same. So far, most of the end the turn cards have just been worse than the extra turn spells, so they don't feel as egregious. And most of them, the way they're formatted, end up exiling themselves, so you can't really loop them. So I feel like they're slightly less bad than... They're slightly less bad, but really, you are right that they are very, very, very similar. Huh. Okay, we have decisions now. So we can play, I mean, the decision's probably play Ugin, right? It's definitely play Ugin. All right, play Ugin. Get rid of the Bright Glass. Draw a card. Pass the turn.
Is vital to success.
I too have, yeah. Sometimes my ear just goes like staticky. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably not good. I should not have went to so many concerts. Found it. I played a show with my brother's band. I gotta find a video. I have find a video to show you all at some point. But played a show with my brother's band over the weekend, which was fun. Found it. Gets in, hits the Ugin.
I will not die here again.
How do we stop a Bororoid? So I guess we just. Oh, we need more red. We're short on red. So let's draw with Ugin. Ha! Red mana. Alright, untapped.
Open your
Avengers disassemble.
possibility.
Blow up your starting town. Right the way you're bored. They're still gonna have the Figure of Fable. They're still gonna have the figure, which they can level up. Is there any world where we kill figure? That can't be correct, right? It can't be correct to kill the figure instead of the Boroid. Yeah, we gotta kill a Boroid. We gotta kill a Boroid. So kill the Boroid. Pass the turn. We haven't had the time to get down our Restoration Seminar yet. I mean, I do play guitar. I played keyboard at with my brother's band though. Oh, found it. Oh, another Boroid. Okay. All right, Fountain Port Valve, find us something good. We gotta stop the Sky Snake. Found it. Grows the Dorks. Oh, Wrath would be good. A Wrath would be great. Just another straight up Wrath. Hits the Ugin.
Cease this.
Volatile Fault. Can we do every... So if we tick this up... So we'd have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, let's take this up for mana. One and two.
The essence of this world.
Play the Arc of Hunger. Mill with Arc of Hunger just in case. It's a Candy Trail. Well, 7 mana. Restoration Seminar. For the Candy Trail. Gain a life to a little Scryan. Bottom. And yeah, I guess we play... Echoing Deeps doesn't do anything. All right, play Volatile Fault. Pass the turn. Yeah, what actually happened there? I'm kind of confused. What did I do wrong though? Why could we not play? Oh! Oh, I see what I did. I see what I did. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just reanimated the wrong one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Opponent getting in. I mean, I was intending to cast it. Well, it went away. So what happened? I was intending to cast it, but then I accidentally reanimated the one that I was intending to cast. And that probably is going to cost us the game. But drawing another Ugin, maybe it won't. But the problem is this figure. Like, we can deal with a Boroid, but we can't stop the figure now. The ooze doesn't do it. Well, Restoration Seminar. Get back the Ugin. Man, Infinite Ugin's kind of sweet. Get back Ugin. Gain a life. Draw a card with Ugin. We need a Wrath. We need a Wrath. We need a Wrath. It's a Ghost Vacuum. Can we gain enough life to not die? Maybe. We might be able to gain enough life. So we can mill with the Arc of Hunger. Even more Ugins. Well, let's play a Ghost Vacuum. Get rid of the Boroid.
Mine is the power of eons.
Exile a Braid. Gain a life. Protection from everything is annoying. Let's draw with the Candy Trail. Day of Judgment? How about a Day of Judgment? How about a Day of Judgment? Our friend Clay Fried Bricks. Well, Clay Fried Bricks, that does gain us a couple life. I mean, maybe we can just gain enough life? So Clay Fried Bricks. Get our last planes, gain a couple life. Play the planes. The ooze. Nothing to exile.
Knowledge.
And pass the turn. All right, can we beat a Figure of Fable? Yeah, it's just so big. It's so big. Found at combat. Do they go after Ugin? Do they go after us? They're actually thinking about it. If they attack the Ugin, that's good for us, because we can keep getting back Ugin. Like, we can get back Ugin forever. So we gotta hope they feel like, opponent's gonna go face, which is correct. So opponent hits us. Can we gain enough life to not die next turn? So the ooze. Exile Avengers disassemble. We go up to 8. We gotta get up to 12. We gotta get up to 12 or we're dead. Boombox. Well, Restoration Seminar. Get back the Candy Trail. That can gain us some life. That can gain us... Are we just gonna race this? Are we gonna race this? Opponent goes to 9. Tablet to the bottom. Sunken Citadel to the bottom. Take up Ugin. Go back up to 12. I mean, I think we might be able to just do enough. We might be able to do enough to not die, which is kind of hilarious. So we can mill with the Arc. This deck actually feels hilarious. Actually feels very good right now. I mean, we do kind of have our opponent sort of soft locked at the moment with the amount of life we can gain. Let's tap this thing. Candy Trail. Go back up to 16. More lands. The ooze. Exile Day of Judgment. Go back up to 17. Opponent goes to 7. Play Fried Bricks. Exile a Fountain Port Bell. Hit you to 6. Make a couple gnomes. We can just gain more life than our opponent can hit us for. We can just gain more than they can hit us for. They can hit... Our opponent has a Progenitus. They have a Progenitus. It just doesn't matter. It just does not matter. Wow. That's better than Progenitus. That is literally better than Progenitus. Found it. Scoops it up, and this actually feels a little like a prison deck. When I saw it, I was like, okay, Artifact Prison is what this feels like. That actually felt kind of Artifact Prison-y. Like, our opponent did the thing. We just eventually were able to lock him out of the game. Super Will! The streak is going. Oh, how are things? How are things? So what have you all been playing lately? Like, what has been your favorite thing to do with Marvel superheroes? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Here's what I heard. This is the thing that blew my mind. Oh, I forgot this earlier. This I thought this was crazy. So I heard that when they do Magic Cons or whatever, like Magic Con Amsterdam, Magic Con Vegas, so for people to play Commander decks on the stage that feature Marvel cards as the commanders, so not in the 99, but as the commanders, they have to get some sort of approval from Disney. So people are just not playing decks with Marvel cards because the approval process is so tedious, and like Wizards has to get approval, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. It is wild. It is wild to me that you would give another company that much say over your Magic Cons and what is going on at them. That's the part that's, yeah, the IP law is crazy. I think that's actually one of the biggest, maybe the biggest actually downside of Universes Beyond. It's not the cards or the sets or the flavor, any of that. It's like suddenly you're trapped in this labyrinth of IP law, which, oh my God, it cannot be fun to deal with. Like, I get a tiny taste of that just with YouTube and how copyright stuff works on YouTube, which is actually a huge hassle too. So I've gotten a tiny taste of it from that, but yeah, I'm actually shocked. Oh, Jessica Heroes. Yeah, Heroes are sweet. I feel like Heroes is probably a decent like best of one aggro deck. Have you been playing Superman or Superhero Civil War in Constructed? It's an insane limited card. Did you get into Streamer U? Wait, what is Streamer U? So probably no, because I'm not sure what that is. Let's play Candy Trail. Wow, wait, so, Doug, what were the videos? Were these Magic videos? Because that was the other thing I thought is like, oh no, is this going to come from Magic content? Like, are we going to end up in a world where I have to worry about posting a gameplay video because some other company owns the IP and they're like, oh, I own the art on that card, so we don't want it on YouTube? Like, is that a thing that could actually happen in the future? Seth can eat by music copyright when he used nothing by the Fugs. that is actually a true story. Oh, I see. It's a Kai thing. No, I'm not in the Streamer U. Bound it. Regular Gearhulk. I'm still not sure I don't know if they're actually comboing. They might just be straight up non-combo. Green White Gearhulk. You get copyright from you get copyright claims for everything. So shorts are the exception. You can get away with doing whatever with shorts. But any song that I have ever used in a video ends up getting hit by copyright. Like, I could count on one hand the number of songs. Like, remember the music we used to play on the stream? And how different it was than what you'd hear on the radio or whatever? That was essentially the same issue, that just, like, everything gets hit by copyright. But you can get away with it in shorts. Like, explicitly on shorts, they have some rule that allows you to use other people's music, and then they take a cut of whatever revenue you would have made or whatever. But yeah, as far as doing it for actual videos, non-starter. Yeah, the YouTube Music Library has been an improvement when it comes along, although I have still found that, and this is not a bad thing, because I think, yeah, we just drew OnlyLands. Not a bad thing, because artists should get paid, but I have found that if you want to use, like, hit songs or, like, popular songs, a lot of times you do have to pay. You do have to pay for them. Which, again, it's better than the old system which was there was not even an option to pay for them and use them. At least there's some way you can do it now. Oh, it's everything. It is. Well, and the thing is, Mega Magikarp, it's even worse than that, because a lot of times it's not even the actual artists, but it's like, I get hit by God. The weirdest one is I played a 1910s piano roll of a Scott Joplin ragtime song, like Maple Leaf Rag, I think it was, which was literally a fair use recording that was copyright free of a literal piano roll that would spin in the piano like a play your piano thing. And that got hit by a copyright claim. So a lot of times it's like, not even the artists. I keep having pop up too, like songs that we used 10 years ago that were copyright free back then, like on the stream. A lot of the stream replays from when we first started streaming ended up getting hit with copyright claims like a year or two ago, 8 years later, because some company like bought the rights to the music or something and started filing copyright claims that the artists never filed for in the past. So yeah, it's rough. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's so old, I would assume that Scott Joplin would be public domain as well, but nope. I mean, and I think that maybe it is, but the way the copyright system, the other issue with this, and I don't know why we're going so far down the copyright trail, but the other issue is the way the system is set up. So like with the Scott Joplin thing, I think by the law, I should have been able to like fight that if I wanted to and win. But the way YouTube is set up is you're kind of disincentivized to fight copyright claims because you only get 3 of them and then they cancel your channel. So the safest path is just like, if someone copyright claims you, just to be like, okay, I'm not going to use the music, I'm sorry. Like, even if you know they're wrong, like in the Scott Joplin case, usually, I have found at least, it's better just to like, accept that it's not happening and it sucks, but like, it is what it is. Well, let's clay fried bricks. Our fun of clay fried bricks. Yeah, blow it up. Get that with a fungus opponent. Wait, do you actually do it? Okay, they're just gonna ramp. That's fine. Opponent ramps. Trying to get their Gear Hulk down. We grab a Plains. Play the Sunken Citadel on red. Pass it. I mean, this Corymount Monastery gonna activate easily with these Sunken Citadels. Opponent. There's a Bright Glass Gear Hulk. Unfortunately, too big for us to Avengers disassemble. I mean, we have 8 sweepers in the deck now. You fought. How many have you had, Doug? Have you had a lot of them? Use your band's old music in the vids. Yeah, that's actually what I should do. Except there's not a ton of it. Ooh, ooh. Huh. So Avengers disassemble plus. I think we just have to play the Arc Reactor. They have a Shard Mage's Rescue. Yeah, I think we just gotta get Ugin down. Play the Reactor, pass the turn. Oh, that sound! What are you doing, Arc? I forgot again. I forgot Arc Reactor, the most painful mana rock to play on Magic Arena. Oh, don't get me started about private equity. I swear. Oh my goodness. So I have this vet that I've taken Bear to ever since he was born. First vet he ever went to when he was a puppy. That's where he got all his shots or whatever. A local, like, small town vet. A couple towns from where I live. Had some old vet guy that had done it for, like, 40 years or something. But ended up that it was sold. Like, the guy that had done it forever or whatever was retiring or something. Ended up being sold to, like, a private equity firm. Oh, man, it's so... Now I hate going there. Oh, it's so bad. It's so much worse. It's just, like... It's very nickel and dimey. They try to charge you for all these little things. They added all these extra rules that, like, you need to take this test and pay us for it or else we won't, like, see your dog. Constant emails about, like, oh, you need a checkup. It's been a couple months. You need it. Like, it's just been a very different vibe. So my feelings about private equity getting involved in stuff has not been positive in my experience. But, I mean, what do I know? But my experience has not been positive with the private equity stuff. Okay, so here's what we need, chat. We need... And we need this to happen, like, right now-ish. We tablet... Actually, no. Oh, they have Shard Mage's friggin' rescue. This isn't gonna work. Alright, Tablet of Discovery. Mill us a Wrath. We need to mill a Wrath. We need literal Wrath of God. Because I don't think we can get out of this with Avengers Disassemble. We milled Demo Field. Well, let's tap this for double red. Avengers Disassemble. Blow up your land 3 damage. If it wasn't for the Shard Mage's rescue, I'd feel good about where we're at. Because then we could use the Abrade to kill the Aboroid. But with the Shard Mage, we'll see what they do. We'll see if they just fire it off. They might, if they save an elf, that's actually kind of good for us. Because then we get to get rid... We have to have the Aboroid die or it's going to kill us. So we need our opponent to play either not play the Shard Mage's rescue or use it to save an elf. And then we can Abrade the Aboroid. Oh. Oh, or they just have a actual hard counter and we lose. Okay. Yeah, I mean that works. Boo! We had one where I live, 2 equity-owned firms, bought out a lot of vets, raised prices, and everyone complains about going to them now. Yep, that has been... I mean, it might be the same company. It might be the same company. Yeah, that counter was very, very, very brutal. Oh, Seth, to troll Krim, you could give him a deck with all Japanese cards, but he doesn't know or play usually. Ooh. I don't know. I'm not convinced that Krim... Yeah, the problem wasn't really the 4/4 though. It was the Aboroid. Or the 5/5. But yeah, without being able to kill the Aboroid, we don't really have a shot. We had to kill the Aboroid there. Aboroid's just one of those. It's one of the Snowball era cards, right? It's one of those cards that just snowballs so hard. Man, so many Badger Mole Club decks. Opponent. Gonna play a Candy Trail. Are they doing something like we're doing? Why are they playing Candy Trail? I'm not convinced that Krim doesn't know how to read Japanese. He's watched so much anime in his life that, and I don't think Krim's like a subtitle or a dub kind of person from what I remember him telling me. So I wouldn't be surprised if Krim actually like kind of knows some Japanese just from watching so much anime. I actually did some learning with Card Conjurer. I went through and made a bunch of custom arts along with a custom made commander so I can build my DIY full art Fallout deck. Ooh, that sounds fun. Yeah, let's just tap land go. Aboroid is so good that 95% of the time I resolve the Empowered Cube, I won within 2 turns. Yeah, it is just, it's that strong, right? Like, it is that strong of a card. It's kind of interesting to see we've seen more cards without ETBs kind of, at least sort of take off lately, which I think is kind of interesting. Like, we had Sheoldred that was way better than people thought it would be. Aboroid, I guess Aboroid kind of almost triggers right away because you do get the counters right away. So it does do something, even through sorcery speed removal, but... Well, let's play a Candy Trail. Get some triggers. Grow the Tezzeret. Candy Trail. Ooh. I really want to do the Boombox thing, but I think we need to find our Restoration Seminar first. Play the Monastery. Play an Arc Reactor. I mean, Arc Reactor into Ugin seems like... Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Untap the Arc Reactor. I think we actually wait on the Ooze until after the Ugin, though, just in case. Fountain Port. For the record, if you ever get to play one of my decks on Commander Clash, the Laelia deck is the only deck out of them I didn't build. Okay, I will definitely keep that in mind, Chaos. What is our opponent up to? 2 Candy Trails and 5 Forests. What are they doing? Well, I mean, you know what? I don't want to play Ugin on an empty board. I think we do this. Yeah, let's get Arc going. I think we wait. So Arc of Hunger, tap into mill a card.
You will grow.
Let's untap it. Mill a
My
card.
control is absolute.
Play the Sunken Citadel. And pass turn. Bound it. Untaps. They might be ramping into Ugin too. We haven't seen any. Another force. What is this deck? What is going on, Paulo? What is going on, Paulo? Let's crack the Candy Trail. What are they? Another day of Jojo. What are they doing? All right, Arc of Hunger, mill. It's a land. Might as well play it. Tezzeret. Untap. Tezzeret untapping Arc of Hunger is kind of sweet. Mill.
Make yourself useful.
There it is. There it is. There it is. That's what we were waiting for. Restoration Seminar on the Candy Trail. Okay, now we get to do the cool thing. Grow the Tezzeret. Verdia.
All too
Bottom. And Pestered. Now we can sack the Candy Trail. Get something in the graveyard so we can reanimate. They're doing something like we are, but in mono. But in mono green? Yeah, I don't think so, because they could get it with Fountain Port Bell. I think that kind of shows that they aren't missing a color, or else they would get the color with the bell. I am very confused. I am very confused. Well, all right. Restoration Seminar. Get back the Candy Trail. I mean, eventually we're just going to ultimate. Eventually, as in this turn, I think, we just ultimate the Ugin. Bottom.
success.
Bottom. Well, let's play a Candy Trail. Trigger.
Mana still obeys
Keep
me.
the Candy Trail. Arc of Hunger. This deck's actually kind of sweet. The synergies are kind of sweet. I mean, it helps that our opponent's not doing anything. It is giving us time to set up the synergies, but oh, there's the boombox. There's the boombox. That's what we were looking for. And we can draw it? All right, Candy Trail. We're just going to do it. Draw the boombox. Now we can Emblem Tezzeret.
Everything
Play a land. Play
is mine.
a Tablet of Discovery. Play a Fountain Port Bell. Well, this deck's actually kind of sweet. Grow the Tezzeret. We're popping off. We don't even want a basic, I don't think. Play the boombox. And your go opponent. We will turn on a Candy Trail. Here comes a Beatdowns.
My network is already.
We are literally goldfishing. Found it. Untaps. Forest number 8. Does this mean something big is about to... They gotta be building to something, right? Like, it's gotta be building up to something. I don't know if I've played against an opponent who's played less stuff. Like, they have 8 lands and they've played... Oh! Okay. Interesting. Oh, so they're trying to cheat big things into play. I see. Well, Web of Life and Destiny. Look at the top 5. Creature goes on the battlefield. A little cheaper if you can convoke it, but... Oh, no! They whiffed. Oh, no, opponent. Opponent. All right, get back the Candy Trail. Trigger our stuff.
There is no system I can't improve.
I think we keep the Fountain Port Bell because we can mill it and play it easily. I think we're on the ultimate Tezzeret again plan. So play the Fountain Port Bell. Burn ya.
Soon
No.
you will
Play the Ooze. And then, what does this blow up? Artifact, creature, or land? Do we need to kill this? I guess. Yeah, I guess. See, the thing about Ugin is it's so strong that our opponent's just going to scoop. And then we don't get to blow up all their lands, which is kind of depressing.
I will not allow my project.
But I guess we have to play it if we're going to put it in our deck. All right, let's just ultimate again. We'll just go all in. Double Tezzeret ultimate. If this is not enough to win the game. 2 Tezzeret triggers. The meanest candy trail of all time. It's a 9-9. Hit you. About it. Down to 8. All right, opponent. Well, show us something big, opponent. Bigger than Web of Life and Death, because that was not enough. Opponent, forest number 9. That was one of the weirdest games. What a weird game. Yeah, I mean, we get another game because I don't know what our opponent's deck is trying to do. Like, they got to be trying to cheat big things into play, but I really don't even know what. They must have run so badly. That might have been the first Lethal Candy Trail. That is true. Yeah, I think Neymar's interesting. Wait, Neymar at Lane King. Is that that's the Azorius one, right? I was thinking about building a deck, putting both of them together, like the main set one, because they both kind of care about the same thing. I was thinking like Timeless or like some format where you have Force of Will, and you're just trying to make a bunch of tokens. But yeah, it sounds sweet. I like the idea. How many Marvel decks have you built so far, Doug? How many? I know Krim. I don't even know how this is realistic. Krim is trying to build a deck out of literally every single Marvel Legend, which I think is like 300-ish, almost 300. That is a huge project. He also, I think he's like one card short or something of building a master set, which I think it's a foil master set. But anyway, literally every card, every treatment of every card. He had like 1 or 2 comic book treatments left, I think. And he will have every card from the Marvel set, which is kind of also a ridiculously big project. I'm going to bring in a road. I just don't know what they're doing. I really don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I know. That's got to be ridiculously expensive. Tried that for Final Fantasy, got like 70% of them. He also has been working on completing a full Onslaught set. And Onslaught has got to be very pricey too, because like fetch lands and foil are like $1,000 a piece at least, right? They might even be more than that now. But I know they were like $1,000 a piece. Krim really is he is kind of the target demographic. Although what did we run into recently? We found something that Krim didn't like. I didn't know there was actually anything that Krim didn't like. I thought he just liked everything. But we recently talked about something, and he didn't like it, and it kind of shocked me, because I really thought he just loved everything. Well, that's Fountain Port Bell. I'm kind of on the opposite end of Krim. I don't like nearly as much. I'm very picky. I'm very picky about the things I like as far as like media and pop culture. There's not a lot. Wow, opponent is back on their game plan of playing Forest. Same as last game. Playing Forest, doing nothing. I wonder, maybe our opponent's like, oh, Clifftop Lookout. So they're ramping. I can respect a good frogging opponent. Does a little ramping. It's a Forest, of course. Well, that's Tablet of Discovery. Can we mill something good? Now, Sunken Citadel's fine. Sunken Citadel on red. Pass the dirt. We just need something big. We need something big. About it. Forest. And Penton doesn't even attack, just passes. All right, let's crack a... What do you have, 4 mana? Oh, so we can crack all this stuff? All right, let's crack a Candy Trail, draw a card. Oh, there's Ugin. Fountain Port Bell, draw a card. I just kind of want to know what they're trying to do. I'm actually curious. I know we could play Ugin. We're going to play the Arc instead, though. I feel like we save the Ugin for when they have something we can actually kill that's worth it. Plus, we see the Archifunger just being insane in this deck. Like, getting down the Archifunger seems like it has a lot of value, because it actually deals a ton of damage. Why does no one play Archifunger? Do you think you're someone who experiences monotroopism? I'm Googling. I don't know if I've heard monotroopism before. A cognitive style where the mind intensely focuses its attention on a small number of interests at a time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because I actually like, I don't know, because I also just like, it's funny, I'm also just interested in a lot of things, like, as far as just, I like learning things. Like, I can be interested learning something about some random history thing, something I don't care about, like reading a book about it or an article about it. Like, I just find that interesting. So I don't know if it's exactly that, but it definitely is when it comes to media intake. I'm definitely the kind of person who would rather rewatch something that I've watched before that I consider to be good than watch something that I haven't seen before that I think is less good, if that makes sense. I don't know if there's a cognitive style for that, but I'm more likely to watch a better thing that I've already seen than a worse thing that I've never seen, or a thing I think is worse that I've never seen. Because how would I know if I haven't seen it? But something that I expect to be worse that I've never seen before. Hey, good to have you, Aiden Daly. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it is just like, it's powerful when you get a chance to get it going, but it is true that the speed of standard is just, it's so high. It's so high. Found it. Still, I want to see what their finishers are. They gotta have something, right? They gotta have, all right, arc reactor. Well, let's go back to Arkin. Mill with the arc. It's an Ugin. Mill with the arc. It's a Tezzeret. Well, I mean, I guess we can play both of them. Play the Tezzeret. Burn ya, burn ya.
My purpose is
Ugin.
rule.
Burn ya, burn ya. Kill a frog. Sadly.
Step in the strategy.
Take up Ugin for mana.
Equilibrium.
Arc reactor. Kill the frog.
Energy. Your enemies. One step.
Tezzeret ticks up, and then I guess we go tutoring and just get another candy trail. Let's get a candy trail. All right. I mean, that was a good turn, opponent. Play something big. Come on. Show us something big. Hoof us, opponent. Okay, there we Genesis wave. We see. Oh God. Into virtuous strength. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's actually fine, right? Because we have a dirty Ugin, so that's candy trail. Yeah. Okay, I see what they're trying to do. I will say, if I was going to build mono green, I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand about our opponent's deck. So, Genesis Wave's awesome. Comboing it with Virtuous Strength makes a lot of sense. Finishers like Valgavoth makes sense. Valgavoth's Onslaught, I don't know if that's a flavor thing, but I guess if you make enough mana, you just manifest right and flip all your stuff up. That kind of makes sense. The thing that I don't understand, they are kind of playing 2010 standard. The thing that I don't understand, why like the Candy Trail stuff? They were playing Candy Trail. They were playing stuff like the Fountain Port Bell or whatever. What are those cards doing in their deck? That's the part that I don't really, I mean, I guess they're permanent, so you can put them into play. That's the part I don't understand. I would think that you would want just all ramp early with Genesis Wave, and these cards don't actually ramp you. So a little bit confused by the Candy Trail stuff, but that's what, okay, they're mono green Genesis Wave. Yeah, if they were playing Elves and Badger Moles instead of Fountain Port Bells. Binge The Hobbit this weekend in preparation because of, to me, the set doesn't exist. Is it worth it? Is The Hobbit good? Not like the Magic set, but like, is it worth watching? Well, you know what? You know what I've been watching? I've been watching House of Dragons. I've actually liked this season of House of Dragons so far. I don't know if anyone else is watching it, but like, oh man. So apparently, I'm not going to give any spoilers just in case. And I haven't seen episode 3 yet. Apparently there's a third episode out now that I haven't watched. But like, season 2 of House of Dragons ended in a way that made me very disappointed, because it felt like the season never went anywhere. Like, it felt like they were building towards something, and then the season ended without it ever getting to what they were building towards. But then, apparently what happened, from what I've heard, is for some reason the second season got cut 2 episodes short, and they bumped those episodes to the start of season 3. So I've really enjoyed the start of season 3, all this to say. Like, the start of season 3, I think, has been some of the most interesting episodes they've done. So it's getting better, at least. It's getting better, I will say. But yeah, I've enjoyed. I didn't like season 1 that much. I thought it was kind of slow and clunky, but I felt like it's been getting better as it goes along. Do I need to care about The Hobbit? Like, do I need to watch / read / something about The Hobbit, or does the Lord of the Rings magic set pretty much give me the amount of knowledge I need to do whatever? Like, am I covered by the Lord of the Rings set? Yeah, it's actually smart, Nerdageddon. It felt to me like the first couple episodes of season 2 or season 3 fit well with where the end of season 2 could have been. Read The Hobbit? All right. I am probably 150 pages. That's doable. I can handle that. Well, let's sack the candy trail draw card. Oh, also, does anyone been watching the new season of whatever Avatar show they made? I'm curious because Richard has been saying he loves it. But I thought the IRL versions of Avatar were most people considered to not be good. So I was curious if Richard just loves Avatar so much that he's willing to watch a show that actually isn't that good and he still loves it because he just loves the IP. Or if maybe the show's better than people thought. Have you watched Arcane? I have not. I'm familiar with Arcane, but I haven't actually watched it. The show's kind of bad. I mean, I've heard a lot of reviews saying that, wow, it's like limited. Okay. Death to our enemies. Probably easier to trigger in limited, honestly. Well, that's Arc Reactor. I mean, we almost got the combo locked in. So Boombox can blow up land. Restoration Seminar can get it back each turn. Pound it, Legend of Roku. Oh, that's a Thor. What are we going to do about Thor? Opponent's deck is interesting. Opponent's deck, we have two very unique Boros decks going at it. Death to Our Enemies, Legend of Roku, Thor. Visions of Love. Oh, I mean, I think we definitely have to Restoration Seminar. See if we can scry into a Thor answer. Well, okay, Ugin is a Thor answer. So keep the Ugin. Play the demo field. Sadly, we don't have anything to reanimate. Oh, pound it. I mean, it's got to be Thor, right? You can't let the Thor go to waste. Do you like playing folksy style songs on guitar? Because if you read The Hobbit in like a bunch of songs in the book have been described into pretty fun little songs. Ooh, that actually does sound cool. I mean, I do like playing folksy little songs on the guitar. Well, all right. Saddest Restoration Seminar. Oh, we're gonna lose it again next turn too? That's a bummer. Well, play this Ugin. Get rid of Quintorius. Land? Okay, we hit a land that is actually really, really huge. Because this means we can sack a Candy Trail to get something in the graveyard to actually get value out of Restoration Seminar. Opponent tap land. And we're not facing down a Thor, which is nice. Opponent, combat. This actually is kind of Artifact Prison. Gonna get in and hit us. I'm intrigued by... Oh god, I'm bad with names of actually very bad with names of House of Dragons. I'm intrigued of the story of the little girl with like the white hair, like the black girl with the white hair that like has... I don't want to say too much about spoiling stuff. But, like, she's kind of on her own, sort of. Like, I don't want to give away any story moments in case people haven't watched it. But I assume if you watch a show, you know who I'm talking about. But I'm very curious to see... Because I don't know the story of House of Dragons at all. So I'm very curious where her story goes. So I think she might be one of the most interesting characters to me at this point. All right, so we on tap. We should have done this end step, but we can do it now. So sack the Candy Trail. Draw Quarry Mountain Monastery. Wait, is the backside of Avatar Roku colorless? That's awkward. That's really awkward. That's super awkward. Found it. Gonna get lost the Ugin. Huh. Alright, alright, alright. So we get back the Candy Trail. Bottom and bottom. Basically just digging for removal at this point. Playing the Monastery. And I guess... actually, we do this now, I think. So I think we just boombox, blow up the Avatar Roku. Being able to get back Ugin every turn is very good. So destroy up to one target artifact, one target creature, and one target land. So we can blow up a treasure, a Roku, and a creature land. Boombox! Yes, 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 yes. Exactly, Great Destroyer. Rihanna. I honestly do not know any of the characters' names in the show. I'm very interested to see what happens with Rihanna. I feel like she just has the most unique storyline out of anyone in the show at this point. Most of them are doing what I would consider to be kind of like Games of Thrones stuff, but her story feels different. Hiragas. That's a Merge Eldrazi, right? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, well, let's see whose is better. Opponent. Improv Capstone. Gonna find a Lindbalm. Sure. Well, the Battle of Repeatable Value. So we need to kill this. We untap. Restoration Seminar. Get back the Ugin. Take off the Ugin, draw a card. Yeah, we can both do this all day, opponent. Fountain Port Bow. Get rid of your token.
Preparation.
No land. Sack this, draw a card. Oh, there's an arc. There's an arc. There's an arc. The arc is nice. That is super nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arc of Hunger. Now we get some life gain going. Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it just in case. Candy Trail works. Play the Candy Trail. Gain a life. Nothing to exile.
One step in the stratagem.
Ooh, we don't need another one of those. Don't need that either. All right, up to 19. I don't know who wins. This is gonna be a weird match. Who actually wins this game? Yeah, this is like the Paradigm Dream, right? Like we both have our different Paradigm cards going. Opponent's getting all these free spells each turn. Wow, double tablet. They're getting all these free spells each turn. We're grinding out boombox value. Found it. Another Legend of Roku. Tablet number 2. Another death to our enemies. Yeah, I don't know how this ends up. Found it. Okay. Well, I do know we need to kill that, or it will kill us. But we should be able to, right? Because we have access. We have access to the Ugin. Like, you can blow it up, but we just get it back. Like, sure, yes, that is legal. So opponent kills our Ugin for now. Hits us with the Thor. Land untapped and what? Death to our enemies? Sure. So we take 3 from the Thor, but Candy Trail. We just cannot let them have a Thor that lives when they improv Capstone. Or else we probably die in 1 turn. So, alright, Restoration Seminar. Get back to Ugin. Draw with Ugin.
My timeless wisdom guides your hand.
There's a Wrath. Well, let's Fountain Port Bow.
My plan.
Get rid of the Thor.
Heed my counsel.
Sorry about it. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not really sorry. Oh god, another Ugin. Yeah, I guess we just play it. Yeah, play another Ugin. Get rid of the tablet. Get rid of the tablet. And opponent scoops it up. It probably actually does end with them milling out, right? Like, we just kill all their stuff. Yeah, this actually does look a lot like the Thor control deck we were going to play. I mean, the Thor control deck, that was like a Platinum Mythic ranked player deck from that Wizards has published. So it is possible they just found the same deck list I did. It wasn't, that one isn't a deck that I built, so. Yeah, I know. Pono said they could do it all day and then they scooped. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I'm actually really enjoying this deck, though. This deck's actually, the deck looks like a pile, but it plays like a pile. I don't know if that even made sense, but it plays better than it looks, that's for sure. Did any of you watch the World Cup stuff? Is that a thing people have? I don't follow soccer, like, even a little, but, like, everyone's been talking about it, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll try to put on part of the soccer game. It kind of, like, the story about, like, the guy getting the red card and being banned and then being allowed to play is so wild to me. It kind of blew my mind. It was like, everything just goes back to, I'm so used to Magic, and it's just what I spend so much time on. I was like, wait, isn't that like someone getting DQ'd from a Magic tournament, or like a suspension, they can't play for 6 months and then are suddenly allowed to play again? Like, it seems so weird. Like, it seems just so unfair. Like, and I guess it was supposed to be good for America, so I guess it's supposed to be like a positive or whatever, but like, it just seemed, the whole situation just seems so weird from the perspective of someone who plays a game that has rules and people like get suspensions for doing the wrong thing. Like, it just seems so weird that they would let him play. Soccer is very boring to me. My God. I mean, I guess that's not 100% true. I have watched soccer games before where I thought it was kind of interesting, but then I tried to watch the soccer game last night, and oh man, I made it to about halftime, and I was like, this is just gonna be a disaster. Yeah, all the host countries being out is probably not great. So who do you think who is favored? Like, who should win? One of the like European countries, like France or something? Yeah. That is, the Simpsons gag is kind of dead odd. Because that's the one where you have like they're like the American announcers, and they're like, he passes the ball, and then he kicks the ball, and then he kicks the ball, and then they switch to the Spanish announcer, and he's just like, so I'm doing, and he's just like going for it, and it really is just like the different attitude of the two commentators. It really does describe just like how apathetic Americans are often towards soccer, and how hyped most of the world is for it. If the DQ was it wrong to reverse the banning? So I just think it's tough. So my take, I guess, from the sports world, I guess it comes from other sports where, like, because I watch football, I watch a lot of basketball because my brother played basketball, and I guess I just kind of come from the perspective that refs are always going to make wrong calls. I think, honestly, like, the video replay stuff, yeah, it's nice that it catches like obvious mistakes that a ref or an ump or whatever makes, but then you also have the downside. You also have the downside that it slows things down to such an extent that it's not the real game anymore. You see it in basketball and you see it in football too, where it's like, if you go frame by frame, like, did he actually catch the ball? And like, it's something that if you watch in real time, everyone agrees that it makes sense. But then when you watch it in super slow-mo, it's like, oh, like maybe technically it's not the thing. So I think that that's part of the issue. But all this to say, I've seen so many bad calls in football games and basketball games. So I think I think of them as just built into the game. Like, I think it's kind of like, it sucks and you want to minimize it, but I think it's just part of the game. So the idea that you would like overturn it based on like a 50-50 kind of call type of thing, or like, I could see if it was like super blatant, like 100% someone just totally messed up. But I think there's always going to be like 50-50, like debatable things where you're going to have some people saying one way, some people saying the other way. And I think in those situations, you just got to go with it and just accept that it's kind of part of the game, that like there's going to be calls like that. I know you're not a pop culture guy. Are you familiar with Daft Punk's live show at Coachella 2006? Did you know that Phineas and Ferb episode that referenced it? So I know who Daft Punk is. I know who Coachella is. I don't know specifically about their 2006 performance. Was there... I don't know. See, I'm also not a soccer player, or a huge soccer... Wow, Opponent is all about ramping us. Or a huge soccer fan. So I guess I'm curious, maybe the original call... I mean, if you're someone who watches soccer, was the original call, like, super egregious? Like, was it a situation where it was, like, just, like, 99% wrong, 1% it was right? Or was it more like a 40-60, 50-50 kind of, like, a judgment call type thing? Because I guess if it's a situation where it's literally, like, almost certainly everyone agrees that the original call was a mistake, then I would be more, I think it's time. I think it's time for the sandworm. Yeah, can you beat that opponent? Can you beat a sandworm? That is a 5-4 coming at your face with haste, blowing up your creature land. The game is on. If we win with sandworm, this might be the greatest deck in standard. I'm just saying, opponent down to 15. Pass the turret, opponent on taps. Please, no improv capstone. Yeah, the reactor sound sucks. It really does. It's actually painful. Found it. Quintorius card. It's oh my god, it's Lightning Helix. Gonna throw it at our face. At least it's not an improv capstone. Opponent's gonna gain a bunch of life. Goes up to 20. We go down to 20. This match, what a match. Found it. Sundown Pass. And goes Vacuum. Oh, so I get to pop there. Oh, they're gonna kill our sandworm. Opponent. Well, joke's on you, because we're gonna get back our sandworm. Alright, so opponent kills our sandworm. We will crack our Fountain Port Bell. Draw a tablet. Oh no, that... Actually, this Ghost Vacuum just wrecks our day, doesn't it? Oh, that kind of just does wreck us. So what do we do now? Let's tablet a discovery. Yeah, you're the one that scooped last game. Opponent. Candy Trail. Bottom. Wait, do we even have a card that can get rid of this Ghost Vacuum, or are we just locked into Ghost Vacuum purgatory forever? Is there a card? Chicago Hawks, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. All right, let's just pass. What are we looking for? What do we have? So we have two Abrades. All right. Well, we need to find one of our two Abrades. Because we literally just cannot Restoration Seminar until our opponent stops Ghost Vacuuming. Oh, no. Okay. That's a lot of cards. They don't do much, but there are a lot of them. Opponent. Oh my god, it's Lightning Helix. I think they might be winning this one. Found it. Well, lads. I guess we wait. Sure. Down to 12. The death to our enemies enchantment actually seems kind of sweet in our opponent's deck. It seems good with Improv Capstone. I kind of like our opponent's build too. Well, that's not what we wanted to draw. A braid. We need an abrade. Oh my god, that isn't a braid. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, game on. Game is still on. Let's get rid of that ghost vacuum. Opponent gonna eat our arc reactor. Well, now we can play a land. Restoration Seminar. Get back a Candy Trail. Okay. Now we both get to do our paradigm thing. Bottom. We need something better than that. Pass the turn. Found it. Untaps. We might just die here, honestly. Oh, now our odds of dying go higher if they have Lindblom. Okay, we need them to kind of whiff on this Improv Capstone. We need this to kind of be a whiff. Improv Capstone. Because this triggers Contorious and it triggers the Wizard. So if they can cast, Thor, that kills us, right? Thor, heal, yeah, we're actually dead. We're actually literally dead to Lightning Helix. Ooh! So the enchantment, I don't know if you played it in Draft. The enchantment in Draft, the format, it would have been really good, I think, in Secrets of Strixhaven. But the Marvel Superheroes Draft format is just so creature heavy that I have found there's been a lot of decks where I want that card to work, and I just don't have enough non-creatures to make it work. So I think you really need to be a specific deck. I will say in Constructed, it actually looks kind of appealing. Like, in Construction, it kind of looks, maybe we got to bring in Price of Freedoms to give our opponent a taste of the land destruction. What do they even all right. So anything that can blow up artifacts and enchantments. So Disenchant actually seems very good. Actually, probably better than Price of Freedom. So what seems bad? Avengers Disassemble seems mid. The Day of Judgment seems fine. We can't really go down the Boombox because Boombox is just too sweet. The Clade Fried Breaks is a little not great. Let's go down the Avengers Disassemble. How many lands are we playing? Only 23. Maybe we can't go 2 Sandworms. Maybe it's still 1 Sandworm in 1 Day of Judgment. Maybe something like that. And then we have 2 Disenchants. Yeah, let's try it like that. I think that makes sense. Yeah, Get Lost does seem like it could be good. My doctor's office is playing instrumental guitar music from SpongeBob. It is crazy how popular SpongeBob is. It might be Ween music, actually. It might be Ween music. I know they use a lot of Ween music. Let's get a Plains here, I think. All right, can we win the Paradigm Battle? Can we win the Paradigm Battle? That is the question. Let's play a Fountain Port Bell. But no land. Pass the turn. Opponent. Mountain. Passing. Well, crack the bell, draw a card. We do have the Archon. Ooh, we do have a Tezzeret, which is even nicer. Play a land, play a Tezzeret. Cruel Captain.
Everything you own will belong to me.
Do we tick it down? So if we tick it down, they can Lightning Helix it. But if we don't take it down, then they get lost and we get no value. Yeah, I think we do it. I think we do it. If we got the lightning helix, that's fine.
Even the smallest.
Let's take a... You know what? Let's take the ghost vacuum so we can also fight the graveyard battle. Opponent untaps. I'm at the pizza. I'm at a fountain port bow. I'm at a combination pizza and fountain port bow. Have you thought of any hate pieces like Haven Interrupter? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this deck really wants Haven Interrupter or not. I think we... I mean, we gotta just get down the Arca Hunger, right? It's too good. It's too good to not get down. It also kind of punishes our opponent for ghost vacuuming us, at least a little bit. There's at least a little bit of punishment.
There is no system I can't
I don't think we tap it, though. We're just milling for no reason into the ghost vacuum. So sure, just take up Tezzeret. Pass the turn. All right. All right, opponent.
Obey me.
Ooh, opponent. All right. Opponent's got the Abrade. Our decks actually have... Yeah, Arc has been really sweet. It is unfortunate it's been blown up. Opponent's gonna get in, hit the Tezzeret.
Enjoy your win.
Sure. Well, let's play the Candy Trail. We do need to keep the Disenchant. Because this Ghost Vacuum shuts down literally our entire plan. I guess we don't need the Quarry Mountain Monastery. Let's do it like that. Play the Ghost Vacuum. Play the Citadel. Pass the turn. All right, well, who gets their Paradigm card first? I think that is the big question. Like, if they get to Improv Capstone before we get to start reanimating, we're probably dead. But if we get to start reanimating first, I think that's really going to probably determine. The Paradigm cards are so powerful. If one has them and the other doesn't, it is a pretty huge advantage. Opponent Mind Stone and untap land, Legend of Roku to draw some cards. Finds Quintorius, Price of Freedom, and a Gross Vacuum. All right, well, let's draw with the Candy Trail. And start exiling our opponent's stuff. More Fountain Port Bells. Now play the land, play the Candy Trail. Do a little scrying. Well, there's Restoration Seminar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do need the land. Let's do it this way, I think. So do it this way. Play the Fountain Port Bell. Pass the turn. So the problem is they might play another Ghost Vacuum. If they play another Ghost Vacuum, then we're kind of back to being in a really awkward spot. But they might think, oh, we already have the Ghost Vacuum and we want to play other stuff. Like, they might want a Quintorius plus blow up our Ghost Vacuum. So they're going to blow up our Ghost Vacuum. Now let's sack a Fountain Port Bell, draw a card. Sack a Fountain Port Bell, draw a card. So we get the land, we get the Restoration Seminar. Our opponent blows up the Ghost Vacuum. We get a land. Well, let's see if they Quintorius. Opponent plays another Ghost Vacuum. Oh, this Graveyard Hate is ruining us. So opponent's not going to get to play Quintorius. They're going to play a Voice of Victory. Well, blow up a Ghost Vacuum. The problem is they have a second one. And the second one means we still can't do it. Man, I think that is the problem with our deck, is we get wrecked by Graveyard Hate. We have everything set up. We just cannot take advantage. Well, 1, 2, 3. Man, our opponent is so annoying. Literally one of the most annoying opponents I've ever played against. Quarry Mountain Monastery. A land. Pass the turn. Alright. Mute. Mute button. Hey, Seth, I've been catching up on old podcast. I listened to the Overrun tier list episode. Would you say that Dance of Shadows counts as a black overrun? Opponent gonna keep eating away our graveyard. Yeah, second Ghost Vacuum. We had one of them covered, but two of them is a issue. And now they get this Roku going, which is also a problem. Opponent getting in with the Voice of Victory. So Dance of Shadows, 5 mana, sorcery, creatures you control get +1/+0. Oh no, really? Yeah, I think this is the upside in the matchup, is our opponent can cast... Our opponent can always cast their Paradigm card. Our deck cannot always cast ours. And I think that is the biggest difference. The biggest difference between the two. I mean, that's why Improv Cap Zone has become a staple and no one plays Restoration Seminar. I feel like this is just as powerful. It just gets wrecked by Graveyard Hate, unlike our opponent's version. And now I think we just lose. I mean, I guess we could hit a straight up Wrath. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So we can play it in 2 turns. It doesn't even do anything. Yeah, we're actually just dead, right? We're actually just dead. Yeah, we don't even want the Ugin. Like, the Ugin doesn't even do enough. Huh. Yeah, stacks feels so cool, but Graveyard Hate seems like a big issue. All right, Day of Judgment. How about a Day of Judgment? It's a land. All right, pass the turn. I think we get, well, even next turn, Day of Judgment doesn't even do it, right? Because this is going to be indestructible, potentially. Found it, eats our Candy Trail. So Dance of Shadows, I think it probably counts as an overrun. I mean, it is... I think it would technically count. Like, it affects all your creatures. It's a sorcery. It pumps them, and it gives them some sort of evasion. So I actually think that counts. It is a really bad overrun, I think. Like, I haven't seen this card in a long time. My first impression is, it is really, really bad. But I do think it would, I think I would technically count it as an overrun. You know, and they hit a Thor and a Lightning Helix. Can't beat the Ghost Vacuums. Can't beat the Ghost Vacuums. Yeah, interesting. I don't know what to make of this deck. I'm not sure what to make of it. I feel like the idea of the deck is cool. We got to see some really sweet games where it kind of popped off and like, and we got to see it pop off with like the Arc was sweet, the Looping Ugins was sweet. I wonder if there's a deck where we can play both of them. Like, our opponent's deck made me feel like maybe the end result is you need to mash together something like this Thor control deck with the Improv Capstones with something. Like, they're both playing Tablet of Discovery. They're both ramping into these 7 mana sorceries. Maybe some sort of mashup is what we want. Because then we would have a source of card advantage that wasn't dependent on the graveyard. Because that was the biggest thing we ran into, is like, just the graveyard hate was really brutal. When we dodged the graveyard hate, the deck felt really sweet. But when we hit the graveyard hate, oh boy, it made our key card uncastable. And the graveyard hate is even colorless, so our main answer of Ugin can't even deal with it. So then we're just left trying to find like 2 Abrades, and then even then if our opponent draws multiple graveyard hate spells, as we saw in that last game, our deck just like stops doing anything cool. So I kind of feel like maybe we want to just add Improv Capstone. Like maybe that's the way forward. Like maybe you just mash them together and you have like the reanimation and you have the card advantage. I think that's the direction I would go next with this deck, honestly. Yeah, Restoration Seminar I think is actually very powerful, but that is the issue with it, right, Mascot? Is like, it does depend on your graveyard being active, and if your opponent, it gives your opponent an extra axis to fight on. Like, Improv Capstone doesn't care. Like, you have a counter spell or you don't. If you counter it, great. If not, then it's probably going to win the game. Restoration Seminar also, I think, offers similar value. It just has additional ways for the opponent to be able to shut it down. Seth, question: in Optimal Modern 2019 or whatever, is Optimal Modern 2019 or whatever Hogak able to keep up with current Modern? I can give you the Thor list. Let me give you the Thor list. I'm a little confused by the question, Mega Magikarp. So if the question is, could Hogak keep up with current Modern? I think Hogak would still be incredibly busted in current Modern. Like, I don't think, here's the Thor list. Oh no, wait, that was not Thor. That's the deck we just played. Wrong deck list. Here is the Thor deck list. Okay, so if you could just take, I see. So if you just took the straight up 2019 build of Hogak and played it in current Modern, I think it would still be very good. I think one thing I've learned from the bracket matchups is combo decks are still combo decks, and if you have a good enough combo, you can be very resilient and fight through a lot of different metas. So I think, like, if you took Academy with the Academy card pool from 1999 and put it into current standard, it would absolutely break the format. Or Grim Broken Jar would do the same thing. Like, so I think that Hogak's one of those style decks where I don't think the actual meta around it matters as much, because it's just this like linear combo deck where it's like, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do it as consistently as possible, and it's really strong and really fast. If you can stop it, okay. If not, you're going to die like turn 3 usually. So I think Hogak would still be busted. I will say, I also expect combo winner to win the turn. That would be my prediction. Would be one of the combo winner hero decks I think are the favorites. The stream is about to wrap up for today. I do think we're gonna do a modern bracket. I'm very sold. Like, the response to the standard bracket's been really good. People seem to really enjoy it. I've liked it. Richard has liked it. So I think we're definitely going to do a modern one after we finish the standard one, which means going to be like a year from now until we start it. But definitely planning on doing. So maybe we'll find out, Mega Magikarp, just how good a deck like... Actually, no, I don't think Hogak. I don't know if Hogak would be included. My current thought is modern bracket, but it's decks that end when Modern Horizons started. So kind of like classic modern bracket, maybe, where it's like decks from the start of the format up until the first Modern Horizons. Because I think the one downside of doing modern would be, I think that the current decks would just win if you included all the decks. And I don't think it's that interesting if, like, Boros Energy just like trumps the field or something. But I think if we could only play the classic era decks against each other, I think that would actually be super fun. And it would be a super fun way to get more modern on the channel, because I know there are people like that still bring up old Modern Against Odds decks from like 10 years ago that they still love. And it would be really cool to see more of that era of modern again, which has kind of been lost to time. So that's definitely part of the plan for the future, but maybe a decent way into the future. I am a big fan of the standard tournament. Not as much a modern fan because they banned my favorite card, Birthing Pod. I had a ton of Birthing Pod decks if we're not broken. Oh, the other good news is, Paul, if we do the modern version, it wouldn't include the ban list. So Birthing Pod would be the exact kind of deck that we would want to have in the tournament. Although it probably would be, the stock list rather than a brew, but Anyway, everyone, I think that's our stream for today. So reminders on the way out the door. Actually, what did we learn? So we learned that Restoration Seminar is sweet, but it also very graveyard dependent. Arc of Hunger also felt good. And then Jolly Blue Man combo, I don't think we lost with it. It looks kind of inconsistent, but in practice, the deck actually felt really good. Sure, it is kind of a Badger Mole pile, but the combo was very successful. You don't run out of time doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if you ran into on the ladder or something. So keep in mind, if you see a Gear Hulk deck that's a little bit weird playing something like Bloom Tender, for some reason playing like Storm Chaser's Talents, expect it to be some sort of combo deck. And keep in mind, you're probably going to have to kill the Jolly Blue Mana instant speed, or it is going to get you. But reminders on the way out the door, replay YouTube for the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on there. And of course, one more shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. And most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome. And I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing week. And we'll be back next week to do it all again. So until then, be good, everybody. I love y'all. And I will talk to you soon.